Tonight's injury report brought to you by Cleveland Clinic. Every life deserves world-class care. For the Browns, as we get set to quell Jackson, still has that pectoral injury, but he announced this week no surgery needed, no reason to put him on IR, he said. Sean Rogers, C.J. Mosley, Floyd Womack still out, John St. Clair not here, personal reason. And that's a look at the Browns injury report coming up here for this game number 3. Eric Mangini didn't like the way his team started last Saturday night, didn't like the turnovers. Who would? And they'll have to be able to deal with that the next time they have a weather situation. That will not be a problem here in this late afternoon start. Jim Schwartz, in his second year as the head coach of the Lions, he has been trying to rebuild it with good drafting and some very, very timely and effective free agent signings. In other words, he knew that they had bad corners. He got new corners. He knew that he needed a different kind of front four. He drafted Sue and went out and got other guys on that defensive line. One of them, a former Brown, in Corey Williams.
Yeah, a trade for Corey Williams. Van der Bosch, a free agent pickup, and a draft pick, Dominic Sue. I look to see the Browns up tempo a little bit early, maybe a little no huddle, and then definitely a lot of attention paid to the defensive ends. Look for some crackback plays, some chips, some attention to make sure they don't get the pass rush going early, the Detroit Lions.
Here comes Krebs right from the goal line. And he's going to go wide with Harrison leading him. Outside 20, look out 30, down the sideline 35, and the kicker got him by the waist and wrapped him up. But he goes over the 35-yard line, and it's a 38-yard return as the Browns will get good field position right away. Krebs was upset with himself when he fumbled that punt last week, so he wanted to be a lot better here today. Here's Shake Delhomme getting ready to go as he gets the start. 18 for 23 so far with a touchdown. That was on that great catch by Watson last Saturday night when the Browns took on the Rams and ended up losing 19-17. Harrison will be the running back from Kalamazoo, Michigan. As Jerome lines up, the only back in the backfield, and the Browns shift their two tight ends to the bottom of your screen, Watson and Evan Moore, and the two wideouts up at the top. Krebs will come in motion, 1st and 10 from their own 38. They'll sweep it. Joe Thomas trying to get Harrison around the corner, and effectively he does, out near the 42-yard line. Here's the Browns starting offense, brought to you by Liberty Ford, Ohio's #1 Ford dealer group. Look at the Browns offensive line. The rookie Sean Laveau getting the start on the right side along with Tony Pashos. Their first start as the Browns go quickly, basically no huddle, and come up 2nd down, and they'll need 6 for the first down. Chancey Stuckey into the game in the slot along with Mohamed Massaquoi. Top of your screen. 2nd down. Delhomme pumping it and Benjamin Watson catching it, and a first down out to the 50-yard line. In on the tackle, coming in there to make the tackle is Chris Houston. Here's a look at the Lions defense brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. The long-time NFL defensive coordinator Gunther Cunningham had a stint as the Kansas City Chiefs head coach, but now coming along with Jim Schwartz here to Detroit and sizing up their defense. 8-yard gain and a first down on the catch by Watson, and the Browns are right at midfield with Robert Royal in motion and into the backfield. It's Harrison again, and he gets to the 50 and darts to the 49-yard line, and he got wrapped up and brought down. Van den Bosch got him by the ankle and tipped him over. That looked like a bigger running play, Bernie, and then Van den Bosch got over there and hit him, and then only a 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9.
Yeah, you can see the no huddle at the line here, Jake, keeping the offense, keeping the Detroit Lions from switching personnel groups. Seeing a lot of different motions, formations, and personnel groupings early by the Browns.
The shift again. Lance Vickers in the offset eye as the fullback. 2nd and 9. Right back to Harrison over Laveau, and he pushes the pile down the Lion 45-yard line and a couple of inches inside the 45. Van den Bosch and linebacker DeAndre Levy, 2nd year out of Wisconsin, and that was a 4-yard gain. So it will be 3rd down and about 5 for the Browns.
Good job of pushing the pile by Jerome Harrison, getting an extra couple yards, making it 3rd and 5 yards.
Peyton Hillis into the game in the backfield along with Delhomme. He had a very good game last Saturday night. Delhomme checking out where those linebackers were jumping around. 3rd and 5 from the Lions 45-yard line. Stuckey motions. Delhomme to throw. Got a man open. It's Stuckey, but he got hit right away and knocked down, and that's their terrific safety, Louis Dilmas, who comes up and makes the hit and denies him the first down. The ball a little behind him, Bernie.
Yeah, good point, Jim. Nice play call. Has Chauncey Stuckey open in the flats. Jake throws it just about a half a yard behind him, forced him to slow down and make the catch, allowing the defensive back time to catch up, make the tackle short of the first down marker.
And they're going to go for it. 4th down. They need 2 from the Lions 42-yard line. Delhomme, 3 receivers in a triangle at the bottom of your screen. 1 out to the top of your screen, and Hillis in the backfield. Called the play at the line of scrimmage. 4th down. Delhomme, time, throwing, caught at the 36-yard line as Mohamed Massaquoi makes the catch on Dre Bly, and it's a first down for the Browns on a 7-yard gain.
There's a fantastic job of the veteran Jake Delhomme, seeing the blitz, making an audible, knows he has Mohamed Massaquoi man-on-man to the top of your screen. Does a max protection to pick up the blitz, and it's just pitch and catch out there. And
they've done pretty well on 4th down so far in the preseason as they connect there. Now they'll motion Cribbs. They're at the Detroit 35-yard line, and a new set of downs. 1st and 10. Massaquois up at the top of your screen. Hillis angling out of the backfield. They'll throw it to him. Payton's got it. Makes one man miss and drives for a couple of yards down near the 31-yard line. And a gain on the play of about 4 yards, maybe 3.5 on the play. Linebacker Zach Follett, out of his 2nd year out of Cal, comes over to make the play, and they are going to go right up to the line of scrimmage again.
Peyton Hill is picking up where he left off last Saturday night, making Chris Houston, the cornerback, miss on the tackle there, getting past the first line of defense, sneaking a few yards on the play.
2nd down. They need 7 from the Detroit 32-yard line. Hillis again lining up in the shotgun with Delhomme. Jake's got good protection. Now rolls left away from Sue. Throws. Cribbs has caught it down to the 25 and down to the 21-yard line. And he is brought down there. In on the tackle is Julian Peterson, who got out there. But Cribbs really coming along now, Bernie, as a wide receiver. 13 yards and a first down.
Yeah, nice job by Jake Delhomme, feeling the pressure of the pocket collapsing on his right side. Rolling out to his left. Sees Josh Cribbs open in the flat versus cover 2.
And a first down near the 21-yard line. Harrison and Vickers split in the backfield for Delhomme. Cribbs and Rubisky are the wide receivers. Rubisky at the top of your screen. On first down, a little delay and a handoff, and Harrison got away from traffic, skips and drives, and he'll get put down near the 16-yard line, and he turns that into a 5-yard run. Nice little nifty footwork there by Harrison, Bernie.
Yeah, again, like you astutely point out, good footwork in the hole at the line of scrimmage to make a 0-yard gain, turn it into a 5-yard gain.
Turk McBride chased the play down the field and stopped him down at the 16-yard line. Harrison stays in the game as the Browns have come out, and as Bernie mentioned, they wanted tempo, and they've got good tempo right now. 3 receivers, top of your screen. Tight end Evan Moore down at the bottom. Delhomme going to give it on a screen. It's Harrison. He got away from the big defensive lineman, but not that man. As getting in there is Chris Houston to get him by the waist and bring him down near the 16-yard line, a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, nice job of making the first guy miss. Corey Williams misses here in the flat. Turns a potential loss into about a 1-yard gain.
3rd down, and the Browns need 5. Harrison to the sideline, Hillis into the game. 3rd and 5 at the Lions' 16-yard line. They show blitz and then jump out of it. Delhomme has time, a lot of time, throws underneath, caught. Watson's got it up near the first down at the 10-yard line as he really slipped that ball in there. Benjamin Watson said, I got the first down. The tackle made by Julian Peterson on a 6-yard gain.
Jake Delhomme shows very good accuracy and good patience in the pocket here. Gunther Cunningham has a reputation for playing base defense, which he has, just rushing 4, playing zone behind it. Jake Delhomme shows good patience in the pocket and even better accuracy to get the first down.
All right, well, they're going to measure to see if he got the first down as they bring the chains out. Delhomme took a look at it. I see Seneca Wallace out on the field right now as he was over there taking a look at it too. So it looks like Wallace might slip into the game here. And on the measurement, the Browns have a first down by about half a length of the ball. And they are just shy of the 10-yard line, which means they could get another first down inside the 1. Now let's take a look at this, because this gets interesting now, because Delhomme to the sideline and Wallace comes in and he'll run this red zone offense for them down just shy of the 10-yard line.
I think you'll see a little pistol formation here, a little personnel grouping they've been working on during the year, during the week of practice.
And it's a straight run. It's Hillis pushing, driving, and he'll get down near the 6-yard line. As he is wrapped up there, gain of 4 on the play as the Lions get in there with Corey Williams over there on top of him, and he brings him down. Bernie mentions that pistol formation. You'll notice that it's not a true shotgun. He's shorter than he would be. He's not as deep as he would be the quarterback in the shotgun, and the running back is like a yard behind him.
Yeah, the running back's actually a yard or so deeper. The quarterback's a yard or two shorter. It's a lot of creative things you could do off of that. That's just a base run play. I think it'll give Tampa Bay and Kansas City a little bit to worry about.
Second down, bootleg on the play action fake. Wallace with time with his legs. He's going to create time and then does the smart thing. He had nobody open, and he throws it away into the seats as he had Evan Moore on the back line of the touchdown end zone area, and he had Benjamin Watson over on the side. Neither one open, so you throw it away.
Yeah, nice job of team defense by Gunther Cunningham's Detroit Lions there. Playing a base zone there. Bootleg out to the short side of the field. Has well covered. Seneca Wallace does the smart thing and just throws the ball away. Jake Delhomme back in the game.
That's right. Delhomme in on third down. They can get a first down inside the 1. Delhomme has Hillis in the backfield with him. 3 receivers set. Watson in tight at the bottom of your screen. Delhomme looking up in the pocket. Throws too high for Massaquoi, and it's incomplete, and they cannot get it in. So they will kick the field goal now.
Tough spot. Had Peyton Hillis quickly, that gap quickly closed. The seams and open voids of the zone aren't very big down this tight up in the scoring territory. Nice job of coverage on Muhammad Massaquoi.
Louis Delmas, that safety, was on the coverage. 29-yard field goal attempt coming up now, or check that now. It's going to be 24-yard field goal attempt coming up for Phil Dawson. Hodges to hold, Poprion to snap, and Dawson, who's been perfect on the preseason, remains that way as the kick is up, and the kick is good. So the Browns took the opening kickoff, and hang on, they're going to have to make it a little bit longer. It looks like Sean Laval ended up with a penalty on him, and Eric Mangini with a stern look out to his rookie, Sean Laval, as they'll take points off the board there, and the Lions will force Dawson to kick it a little bit longer now in the vicinity of 34 yards.
Fortunately for Sean Laval, he's a high enough draft pick where he could be able to get away with something like that. That's not the mistake a free agent or a guy fighting for a roster spot wants to make in the third preseason game.
So the spot just short of the 25. So that would make it a 34-yard field goal attempt. Hodges to hold for Dawson. And Phil does it again, and this one is again good, and the Browns now officially are on the board. So they take the opening kickoff, go down. They got stalled at about the 10-yard line and cannot put it in, but they settle for 3. 7-11 to go in the first quarter. And the Browns lead 3-0. Look at the scoring drive, which is brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. For over 30 Toyota offers, visit buyatoyota.com. 15 plays, 44 yards in 7:49, and they ended up with a 34-yard field goal by Phil Dawson and a 3-0 lead as Dawson will kick it away. Back deep is Aaron Brown, a second-year running back out of TCU, a real speedster who hurt the Browns last year in the regular season loss here at Ford Field. Dawson on the run-up, and a 3-0 Browns lead about midway through the first quarter. And the catch made by Brown at his 4-yard line to the 10, and there's an alley, and he is very quick. And finally, T.J. Ward knocked him down and knocked him out of bounds out near the 31-yard line. Well, the Browns lead 3-0 as that was a 28-yard return. We'll be back. Tonight's game being broadcast all over the state of Ohio, so we welcome all of you watching in Columbus on WBNS, in Youngstown on WYTV, in Dayton on WHIO, and those of you in the Cleveland area watching on WKYC TV Channel 3, your official station of the Cleveland Browns. Jim Donovan, Bernie Kosar with you from Ford Field. Matthew Stafford in his second year as the quarterback of the Detroit Lions, a former #1 overall pick in the draft, and played pretty well last year. Once he got in there for the Lions, Calvin Johnson now in motion. Great receiver. Javid Best is the running back. He'll take it on a toss. Over the 35, over the 40, into the secondary. He's to the Browns 40, 30, 20, and finally got brought down. So Eric Wright had to come up and get him down near the 17-yard line. What a run by Javid Best, the rookie from Cal.
Martin Mayhew, the general manager for the Detroit Lions, traded up back into the late first round to get Javid Best from the University of California. Missed a lot of last year with a concussion. He supplemented Kevin Smith, the running back from Central Florida. He's having a fantastic preseason and training camp for the Detroit Lions.
51-yard run. They're down to the Browns 17 on their first offensive play of the game. A big run by Best. Stafford shotgun, drops back. Now they're going to see if he can catch it, and the answer is yes. He can make a miss, and the answer is yes, and TJ Ward knocks him out of bounds inside the 10-yard line on an 11-yard gain. All right, let's meet the Lions offense, and I think we only have to meet Best so far. It's brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. Scott Linehan, the former head coach of the Rams here. As you take a look at their skill players, Kevin Smith not in the starting lineup today as Best takes his place. And on that offensive line, Rob Sims, the former Ohio State Buckeye who played at Nordonia. First and goal for the Lions inside the Browns 10 at the 7-yard line. Best has run it, and he's caught it, and two big plays. Now they're going to throw the fade up in the air. Touchdown in the left corner of the end zone. Bryant Johnson as he works on Sheldon Brown. 3 plays, and the Lions are in the end zone. Not a good start defensively.
Not a good start defensively. Fantastic offense by the Detroit Lions. That's about as good as you could throw and catch a fade route between a quarterback and receiver.
And just like that, the Lions are down and in. 3 plays. They went 68 yards on the drive. And here is Hauschka now for the extra point. Out of the hold of Nick Harris, and the kick is up, and the kick is good, and the Lions quickly take the lead. 5:43 left to go in the first quarter. 7-3 Detroit. Here's a look at the Lions scoring drive, and it was quick. Brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. For over 30 Toyota offers, visit buyatoyota.com. 3 plays, 68 yards, and it took 128. Bryant Johnson made the catch of the Matthew Stafford pass, but it was Javid Best who ran 51 yards on the first offensive play, then caught a little pass out of the backfield and got them into a goal-to-goal situation, and then Stafford hit Johnson for the touchdown. And now Hauschka will kick away. Josh Cribbs will be back deep for the Browns. He took the opening kickoff of the game 38 yards on his first return of this one, and the Lions now lead in the game 7-3 with 5:43 left to go in the first quarter. Now the ball just blew off the tee. The air conditioning must be up too high. I mean, we're indoors.
Yeah, you know, walking into Ford Field today, as we came through the tunnel, it was kind of eerie to be indoor in a dome and to feel a breeze.
And it is such a beautiful day outside. Hauschka has got a great leg, and if you remember, the Ravens had him at one time to kick off and to kick long field goals for them. Here's Cribbs from his 3 to the 10. Harrison leads him around the corner, 20. Now it will be the kicker again that will have to race up and get him as Cribbs is torching them, but there's a flag down. He took it out to the 38-yard line. So the penalty is down back near the 30. It was a 36-yard return. Scott Green is our referee. We'll wait on the call. Let's see if the Browns are going to get pushed back.
During return, hold, receiving team, number 47, 10-yard penalty, first down,
And
timeout.
that is on Lawrence Vickers. So Lawrence Vickers, the Browns fullback, gets hit with a hold, and instead of having the ball out near the 40, the Browns will have it inside their 15-yard line at the 14 when we come back. The Lions, 7-3. Brought to you by Donato's. The difference is delicious. In 1994, Tom Tupa of the Cleveland Browns became the first player to do what in an NFL game? And the answer coming up in the fourth quarter. The Browns trail 7-3, 5.5 left to go here in the first quarter from Ford Field. And they start inside their 15-yard line. Hillis and Vickers make up the backfield. Delhomme at quarterback, first down. Here comes Hillis through. Look at Vickers lead him over the 20, over the 25-yard line, and he'll be up and getting the first down on an 11-yard run. Peyton Hillis with Vickers leading the way.
Same personnel group that had so much physical presence and success last week. The two tight ends, two backs, Lawrence Vickers and Peyton Hillis as the backs, doing the good physical, strong running game that dominated the St. Louis Rams last week and doing the same in the run game to the Detroit Lions this week.
Safety Randy Phillips made the tackle at the 24-yard line, and the Browns have a first down. Harrison back into the game, joining Delhomme in the backfield. Jake out of the shotgun to throw over the middle. Evan Moore reaches up, makes the catch, and tumbles out over the 45-yard line to the 46, where again, the rookie from Miami, the safety Randy Phillips, brings him down.
Excellent catch by Evan Moore. Too deep coverage. Jake throws it a little high. Evan Moore shows good vertical, being able to get up and make that catch in traffic.
23 yards, and the two offenses are going up and down the field so far. All spread out now with no running backs. First and 10, the Browns have it at their own 46-yard line. Delhomme again looking. Cribbs is out there. He catches, and he'll get pushed out of bounds into the Browns sideline near the 49-yard line. Julian Peterson got out there and knocked him out. It's about a 5-yard gain for Cribbs.
Jake Delhomme showing good experience. Good job reading the coverage. Base zone coverage, just hitting the ball to Josh Cribbs out in the flats.
So it becomes second down, and the Browns need 5 near the Lions' 49-yard line. Harrison and Vickers in the backfield. Massaquoi, top of your screen. Rubisky at the bottom. Delhomme, slant. Rubisky caught it, rubs off one hit as he got away from Randy Phillips, and he gets it down for another Browns first down to the 42 and an 8-yard gain. Zach Follett finally brought him down.
Tricky veteran move by Jake Delhomme. That was a running play. You can see the line is a run weak, run to the left. Makes eye contact with Brian Rubisky to the top of your screen to Jake Delhomme's right.
Well, it's good to see Rubisky get back in there. He had a quiet last Saturday night against the Rams. He had a great game against Green Bay. First down, they bumped into each other. He hit Vickers when he was going back to hand the ball off, and that blew the timing up, and they'll lose yardage as they'll get knocked back to the Lions' 43-yard line, and Ndamukong Suh was in on the tackle. But watch the collision here, Bernie. Boom. Vickers went down. He lost his lead man on the block.
Yeah, Lawrence Vickers is trying to get underneath the quarterback, doing a little cutback bang block on the left defensive end.
Second down near 11. Delhomme delivers the ball, incomplete, in and out of the hands of Stuckey, and it really almost and should have been picked off by Chris Houston. But it should have been caught by Stuckey.
Yeah, good coverage by Detroit. Probably not the best spot to go with the ball, but Chauncey Stuckey's got to make that catch and can't tip the ball up like that. Some interception waiting to happen.
Browns are 1 out of 3 on third down, and now they've got third down and 11 from the Detroit 43-yard line. Trailing 7-3, Hillis in the backfield with Delhomme. He had the ball deflected as he got it out into the flat, and Hillis was wide open, but it got knocked down as they were blowing through, and Delhomme had a tip ball, and that took the steam out of it. Here's a look at it again.
Actually, pretty good, well-schemed play. This is Peyton Hillis on a 2-deep coverage, trying to get up the seam to the weak side. Actually have him where you can hit him at about 5-6 yards on the run. Try to make a guy miss and get that 11 yards for the first down.
Well, there's Dennis Northcutt back to return. Reggie Hodges to punt, puts it way high. Northcutt down there, and he makes the fair catch with Blake Costanzo and Jason Trusnick on his lap near the 14-yard line. That was a 36-yard punt, but he gets him out inside the 20. When we come back, Lions ball. 2:38 to go in the first quarter. 7-3 Detroit. Now the Browns starting defense is brought to you by Liberty Ford, Ohio's #1 Ford dealer group. They were only out there for a minute 28. The first time they were out there, we didn't get a chance to meet them, and there they are. As Rob Ryan couldn't have been happy about that easy drive by the Lions. 51-yard run by Best, then the catch by Best, then the touchdown catch by Bryant Johnson. Kevin Smith is into the game at running back, and he goes to the top of your screen as he leaves the backfield. And Stafford in for second series, leading 7-3 to throw out of the backfield. That's caught over the 15-yard line, driving out near the 19-yard line on the catch. Maurice Morris made the catch. Sheldon Brown makes the tackle, and it's a gain of 5 on the play.
I guess they saw enough of Javad Best in the first series. His first 2 plays, they figured they could give him a breather in the second series.
Brown was helped out by Elam on the tackle.
He showed some special qualities.
Second down and 5 for Detroit. Stafford brings Calvin Johnson in motion now. There he goes into the slot. Fullback moving. Kevin Smith carrying over the 20 and slides out near the 23-yard line, and he'll be 2 short of the first down. Eric Barton was in on the tackle, the Browns middle linebacker, gain of 4 in the play. So it will be third down. They'll need close to 2.
A lot of options for an offensive play caller. Offensive coordinator Scott Linehan has one of the reputations of being one of the better play callers, offensive systems in the league. Matthew Stafford off to a good start, 3 for 3, 22 yards and a touchdown pass.
Third down short, and they give the ball to Smith. He bends it outside, and he'll get the first down as he comes wide to the left side, and he's brought down by Abe Elam. There is a flag down on the play. So we'll hold on that to see if they first down will stand on the run by Smith.
There's no foul on the play. The man on the end of the line was eligible.
All right, so they'll pick the flag up. 4-yard run, first down for the Lions. And they're moving. The Browns have not stopped them at all so far.
Kevin Smith doing a good job of picking up the first down. Play designed to go inside the tackles. Does a nice job of reading it, bouncing it outside, putting his head down and getting the necessary yardage to convert the first down.
Smith trying to bounce back after injury last year. He's in the shotgun with Matthew Stafford. First down. Stafford time throwing, caught. Calvin Johnson came back, slipped inside Eric Wright, made the catch. First down out to the 42-yard line. Finally brought down by TJ Ward. That's 14 yards.
Fantastic confidence by Matthew Stafford, knowing Johnson's going to come back to the ball on that curl route.
I mean, it looks like Eric Wright is in fine position to not only break it up, but maybe pick it. And then Calvin Johnson blew back, cut inside of him, and made the catch.
That's textbook for young receivers out there, how to come back to the football, catch it with your hands.
First and 10, Detroit humming along out to their own 42-yard line. Stafford, Smith from behind. The Browns chase it and pick up a loose ball. Eric Wright's got it, and he's all alone. He's going to skip it and pose and score. Touchdown. Kevin Smith fumbles the ball. Eric Wright picks it up and goes 42 yards into the end zone for a touchdown. Brian Schafering ends up knocking the ball away as he came from the other side, Bernie.
Yeah, nice job of pursuit. Chasing him down the backside, gets his left hand in there, I think knocks it out. Right hand.
And Eric Wright picks it up and runs it in. On touch with Joe Hayden leading him down the sideline. So the Lions turn it over. And the Browns take the lead back at 9-7. And Phil Dawson in for the extra point. Wright was in the right spot there to pick up that ball. Hodges to hold. Potbrion snaps it, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. 5 seconds left to go here in the first quarter, and the Browns take the lead back. 10-7, they now lead over the Detroit Lions. And Rob Ryan's defense comes up with the turnover, and that's about the only way you were going to stop them. Even Smith had some yardage on that play, but Schafering came around the backside and made a play. And there's a guy, Brian Schafering, who always has to make the team. I mean, he's always got to fight his way through to make the team.
Yeah, a fantastic individual effort by Brian coming down the line that caused the turnover, caused the touchdown. These are the type of games, third preseason game, guys on the bubble, guys trying to impress a coaching staff, trying to impress an organization. Definitely bodes well for his chances of making the team, being on film, making standout defensive plays like that.
10-7, now the Browns lead. They had an early 3-0 lead, then Detroit took it back on a touchdown pass by Matthew Stafford, and now the fumble recovery by Eric Wright. And the return, and the Browns lead. So Detroit will take this kick back with that young man, Aaron Brown, who's got great speed himself. They have a lot of running backs here.
A lot of fast running backs. I mean, Kevin Smith is in that battle with Javad Best. It doesn't bode well for him in that competition, given the turnover.
Brown juggled the kick, still runs it over the 20, and he's brought down at the 25-yard line by Ray Ventrone. And Nick Sorensen also in on the tackle. 23-yard return, and that will do it here in the first quarter. At the end of one from Ford Field in Detroit, the Browns lead over the Lions 10-7. We'll be back with the second quarter after a timeout. Browns fans, get your Cleveland Browns season tickets and do it right now. Ticket representatives are standing by and will be available through the end of tonight's game. Call 440-824-3434 to purchase a full season ticket package or build your own ticket plan with the Browns Trips Pack. 440-824-3434. First and 10, the Lions have the ball, and Matthew Stafford throws out of the backfield. He'll give Kevin Smith another chance after a fumble. He catches and carries out close to a first down out in the flat. Brought down by Eric Barton, and Ataba Rubin comes out there, and he's helped out by Sheldon Brown. They are just shy of the first down as he ends up with about 9.5. There's a look at the first quarter numbers as they went. Rushing yards, 61 for the Lions, but remember, 51 of them on one carry by Javad Best. Second down, less than one for Detroit as the Browns lead by 3 on the big turnover and touchdown on the fumble recovery by Eric Wright. Second down, Smith falls down in the backfield, and he'll go down and take himself down for a loss back near the 32-yard line. Rubin will hover over him right there along with Kenyon Coleman, and that will set up third down. He lost a couple.
Yeah, it looked like he just lost his feet, lost his footwork in the hole there.
Smith will check out. Rubin checks out for the Browns. And David Bowens was in on that last series. Good to see him back. First preseason action of the year for him. The Browns linebacker. Third down, they need a couple. Maurice Morris is in the backfield, joining Stafford in the shotgun. Third down, blitz coming. They throw, and it's knocked away by Joe Hayden as he got in there and knocked the ball away from Nate Burleson at the 35-yard line. And the rookie gets better and better the more he plays.
Yeah, Joe Hayden had a really good week of practice. Third preseason game for him. Starting to make more consistent, solid plays. Actually, a nice job by Matthew Stafford. He saw the blitz coming. Nate Burleson, veteran receiver, does his sight adjustment. Joe Hayden stays on him and makes the play.
First punt of the game for the Lions, and Josh Cribbs to return. Back inside his 20. Nick Harris will punt. Don Muehlbach snaps it back. And Harris puts it right down the middle of the field. Here's Cribbs at his 19. And he got tripped up. Heck of a play as Dante Wesley got in there and made the tackle. Enough to knock him off stride and knock him down. 43-yard punt. Nothing on the return. Timeout. And the Browns lead 10-7. 10-7, the Browns lead here today. The last time they were here, November 22nd of last season and last year. And Brady Quinn of the Browns came out firing as he hit Mohamed Massaquoi to give the Browns a 10-3 lead. They scored 24 points in the first quarter. Then at the end of the game, the touchdown pass, Stafford to Pettigrew. The extra point was good, and Jim Schwartz and the Lions had a miracle win, 38-37. Remember, they were both 1-8 going into that game, and it was one of the games of the year.
Yeah, one of the games I think that really helped establish Matthew Stafford's level of respect in the locker room with the Lions.
Look at the reverse to Carlton Mitchell over the 45-yard line, and wow, he got hit. He got laid out by Julian Peterson, but he ends up with a big run over the 45-yard line.
Nice play call by Coach Brian Dable.
26-yard run for the rookie, who had a tough end of the game last week against the Rams, but he got belted by Peterson. Now, they ran that reverse in Green Bay, I believe, didn't they?
Yeah,
to him.
Carlton Mitchell had a chance to make a play in the 2-minute drill against cover 2 last week at the end of the Rams game. Makes a nice run there and shows what it's like, that hit there by Julius Peterson.
Shotgun, screen. Harrison caught it with Corey Williams, his former teammate, chasing him, and he gets knocked out of bounds on the play. Coming up there to make the hit for the Lions is Eric King, and the Browns got nothing out of that. In fact, they lose 3.
Yeah, tough play against cover 2 right there, getting the ball out in the flat. Cornerback's going to be out there with linebacker pursuit.
Second down, 13. The Browns are back inside their own 45 at the 44-yard line. Delhomme with Peyton Hillis in the backfield. Lions all up on the line of scrimmage.
Good man coverage, blitz man coverage.
And they come across on the left side as they came blowing through. As the Lions came Cliff Averill came blowing through on that left side. Here's the penalty.
Defense, number 92. 5-yard penalty, second down.
And that is the first penalty of the game now for the Lions. And it makes it more manageable now for the Browns. Instead of 2nd and 13, it becomes 2nd and 8, just shy of midfield.
One of the subtle differences this year with Jake Delhomme is his use of the snap count, his use of cadence. There in getting Cliff Averill to jump offside, but also in getting defenses to declare where the pressure's coming from. The quarterback, you see Jake pointing out there, pointing out the direction of the line protection, the Mike linebacker.
Second down and 8. Delhomme, blitz coming. He's going to go for Rubisky, who comes back and makes a nice catch down near the Lions' 30-yard line. In fact, they're going to spot him down inside the 30 and say his feet touched out of bounds at the 28-yard line. A big catch for Rubisky.
Good start to the game for Brian Rubisky. Very good throw by Jake Delhomme. A back shoulder throw versus press coverage. That's well timed.
First down inside the Lion 30 near the 28. A 23-yard pass play on second down and 8. Browns lead by 3 as Delhomme not using the huddle much. He basically gives them their assignments up at the line of scrimmage. He's got Hillis in the backfield with him. And it's a run to Hillis as he blasts through, and he'll go down to the 27-yard line. He runs into the arms of linebacker Vinny Churchu out of Boston College, who came along with Jim Schwartz to the Lions. He was in Tennessee with him.
Again, you're seeing the Browns at the line of scrimmage doing the no huddle or mini huddle type of play calling.
What was it? Sam Weiss used to call it a sugar huddle, right? Short and sweet. Second down, they need 9. Delhomme looking right, comes back left. Harrison's got the defensive back to beat, and Dre Bly got a chunk of him and knocked him down for about a half-yard gain down near the 27-yard line. Not much there. Bly got out there and just got Harrison by the ankle and tipped him over, and it's going to be 3rd and long.
Just rushing 4 there. Pretty decent job to good job by the Detroit Lions of getting pressure with their front 4, allowing them to cover 7 in the secondary, come up and make the plays.
Now they're 1 for 4 on 3rd down, and they've got 3rd down and 9 from the 27-yard line of the Lions. Delhomme yelling out. Steps up, throws, and that is caught as they get it inside the 20 near the 18-yard line. Bobby Ingram on the catch, and he's up near the first down. Josh Cribbs and Ingram both think that he has it.
Nice to see Bobby Ingram making a play with the first team offense. Nice job by the offensive line and Jake Delhomme picking up the 5-man pressure defense.
Well, the Browns are close on the Ingram catch, and they'll measure. They needed the 18-yard line. Looks like the point of the ball is inside that. Let's see on the measurement if they've got it. Yes, they do, by the length of a football, and that's a nice third down conversion on a 9-yard gain. You're right. Good to see Bobby Ingram get in there.
And showing his veteran experience. Here we have third and about 9.5, third and 10 yards. Bobby Ingram getting a little more yards than needed past the first down stick, so he's able to come back to the ball, make the catch, and still have the first down yardage.
So Ingram back on the sideline. The Browns back in business inside the 20 now, just inside the 18 in fact. Cribbs the only wideout, so they're going to run. Hillis gets down near the 16-yard line, and he'll pick up 2 yards on the play. Second down and 8, and where Hillis goes, he never leaves without Vickers. Tackle made by Landon Johnson. Boy, that was a great show. That was a clinic on following your fullback with Hillis on that drive early in the second half last Saturday night against the Rams. Second down, they need 8. Hillis changes sides. Delhomme got to get out of there. Now he's going to go into the corner of the end zone for Robisky, and it's incomplete. Randy Phillips was out there, the safety, covering on Robisky, and it will be third down and long.
Talked about it early in the drive. Detroit Lions doing a pretty good job with just their front four, getting pressure, allowing them to cover 7 in the secondary. Jake Delhomme just trying to escape the sack and throw the ball away.
That was Pashos blocking the right tackle for the Browns. And Delhomme ducked underneath, bought himself a little bit more time, and then threw long and wide of Robisky, right corner of the end zone. They are 2 for 5 on third down. They are third down and 8. Delhomme up in the pocket, and he's going to try and fling the ball out, and there's a flag down, and it looks like there might be a face mask on Detroit. Hillis right away said Delhomme's face mask got grabbed.
Seeing a little fiery attention from Jake Delhomme there.
And it might have been on Ndamukong Suh. He might have got a chunk of it. It was a good thought, though, by Delhomme to get the ball out there. Hillis was wide open out there.
Personal foul, defense, number 90.
And it is on Suh.
Half the distance to the goal, first down.
And the drive will continue with an automatic first down. Here it comes right there. Oh, wow.
It's about as blatant a personal foul face mask as you get.
And look at him toss him down to the ground like he was a bag of beans. Huh? Isn't that the way you do it, Bernie? A bag of beans tossed down to the ground.
I've never quite had the luxury to be strong enough to do that, even to a bag of beans.
First and goal at the 8. Vickers shifts sides, and Delhomme fell down. Hillis picks up the ball, and he'll turn it into a gain down to the 5-yard line. They avoid disaster.
That's the exact play that caused 2 fumbled exchanges in last Saturday night's game against the St. Louis Rams. A counter trade play where the offensive guard is pulling right. The center has to reach left hard.
Well, he had trouble with the snap. I don't know if the ball came up high enough for him, and he had trouble with the snap with Alex Mack last Saturday night. Now it's second and goal. Hillis was right there to carry it for about 3 yards. Second and goal at the 5. Cribbs motions at the top. And they're going to throw it wide open. Vickers, he will skip in for a touchdown.
Very nice play call by Brian Dable to catch the man blitz coverage, and Lawrence Vickers sneaks out in the flat.
You got to give the ball to Vickers. I mean, he blocks for everybody else. Why not throw it to him, and he can catch it. He is wide open.
Yeah, blown coverage by the Detroit Lions. Lawrence Vickers has blocked so much. There's been such a heavy tendency to run the ball when he's in the game and leading his fullback. They just forgot about him in the passing game.
8:09 left to go in the first half. And here's Dawson for the extra point. Hodges holds, and the kick is up and right down the middle and good. And suddenly the Browns have a 10-point lead. That was a 5-yard touchdown pass and a great drive and a big penalty on the rookie Suh that kept it going. 17-7 Browns. Back at Ford Field, and the scoring drive is brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers for over 30 Toyota offers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Good for you, Lawrence Vickers. 10 plays, 79 yards, a 5-yard touchdown pass to Vickers from Delhomme. who is 15 for 19 for 167 yards and a touchdown and a quarterback rating of 107.7. And the Browns offense has been fun to watch.
Yeah, all preseason, the creativity and diversification offensive coordinator Brian Dable has showed with really all four quarterbacks. It's been really highly entertaining and productive.
Well covered by Blake Costanzo and Kaluka Mayaba on the tackle of Aaron Brown. But we have an injured Browns player on his back, and we don't want to see that out at the 25-yard line, and that is Nick Sorensen.
Oh, he's not moving it.
Well, he's moving his left arm. We'll take a timeout and check on him. Terrific special teams player. 17-7 the Browns. Nick Sorensen, who was injured down covering on that kickoff that was returned by Aaron Brown, and he got really nailed by two Lions, Caleb Campbell and Andre Fluellen. Now, he is number 27 at about the 30-yard line, and then you see it right there.
Yeah, Fluellen's a defensive tackle, too. The whole Browns team's now out on the field. You can see him on a knee, taking a knee, saying a prayer for him. I spent this morning with Nick Sorensen. It's kind of eerie. The last thing I told him was stay healthy.
So the entire team is off the sideline and out there making sure their teammate is okay, and the Lions sideline is all up too, and the play is right over by their sideline. They brought the card out and that board to immobilize him. Now, before we went away to commercial break, he was moving. Saw his arm move, and I saw his legs move. And we'll continue to monitor this. 17-7 the Browns lead, and a timeout from Detroit. Well, the final preseason game is coming up Thursday night back in Cleveland when the Browns take on the Bears. And our pregame show will begin at 7:30 on Thursday night. Kickoff is at 8. The Browns and Bears Thursday night only on Channel 3. And a reminder, tonight's trivia question brought to you by Donato's. The difference is delicious. In 1994, Tom Tupa of the Cleveland Browns became the first player to do what in an NFL game? And the answer coming up in the fourth quarter. Now they continue to immobilize Nick Sorensen, the very fine special teams player and safety for the Browns, as he was injured covering that kickoff on the return by Aaron Brown. And he was not involved in a collision with Brown, but yet he got blocked by two Lions down by the 25-yard line. He immediately went down, and the Browns immediately waved to their sideline to get medical attention out to the field. And this is just one of those, awful moments at a football game at any level.
Yeah, look at the faces of the Browns. This is a player's family's worst nightmare.
Browns players going over and wishing their teammate well. Nick Sorensen. And he'll be taken off. And again, here was the play. And we have a different look at it right now. There you see it right in the middle. He got hit by Campbell and by Fluellen as they were blocking for Aaron Brown. So we'll give you as much information when we get it from the Browns and the people, the medical people downstairs. And of course, we all wish Nick the very, very best. Okay, back to football. It's always tough to go back to football after that. But here we go from their own 23-yard line. The Lions begin now down by 10. And Matthew Stafford back throwing, and a blitz coming in, and he gets out of there as he got away from Chris Gokong with a flag down. He's throwing long for Nate Burleson, who caught the ball inside the Browns' 30-yard line on Joe Hayden. But hang on, it's coming back.
Holding. Offense, number 77. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Gosder Cherilus, the tackle, in a battle to win the right tackle spot, blocking on Brian Schafering. He held him, and the flag went down.
Really a pretty throw by Matthew Stafford, having the experience to get out of the pocket.
It wiped out a 47-yard pass connection to Burleson, who was jostling down the near sideline against Joe Hayden. Now the penalty puts Detroit back inside their 15-yard line near the 13, and it becomes first down and 20 with 7:40 to go here in the first half. Browns pinch in on their defensive front, and then they back off one linebacker and then come with another one. Here's Smith running into the teeth of that, and he'll get out to the 17-yard line and a gain of 3 on the play.
Really nice defensive play call by Rob Ryan there. Typically on 1st and 20, you see most defenses play a real soft zone coverage. Rob Ryan played an aggressive 8-man front there, taking away the run game, kind of forcing and daring Detroit to throw the ball.
Second down, they need 16. Robert Smith was in on that tackle. There's Scott Fugina, the Browns linebacker, yelling out signals. In motion comes Nate Burleson, again matched up on Joe Hayden. Stafford to throw, pressure coming, and he's got to throw it away as he got knocked down by Brian Schafering, who's already caused a fumble that led to a recovery and touchdown by Eric Wright, and the Browns came in, 4 of them untouched.
Yeah, nice job by Scott Fujita. The Browns are playing 2 deep, 5 under man. He sees the screen play is called, sticks with his guy, takes away the screen pass. Matthew Stafford has nowhere to go and just throws it away.
All right, third down and 16 from their own 17-yard line. The Lions come out with Stafford adjusting that knee brace on his left knee after he got knocked down by Schafering. Browns back off some people, and Eric Wright backs off deep into the secondary. Stafford throws, caught. Calvin Johnson's got it, and he's wide open up the field on third down and 16, and he makes the catch out to the 46-yard line. How does that happen?
Scott Linehan does a good job without attacking defenses vertically. They catch the Browns in a blitz zone coverage. Johnson's open right up the seam.
And it was good for 27 yards on third and 16. And a first down. Joe Hayden ran over, but for a big chunk of time there, Calvin Johnson had nobody on him. From their own 46 and a first down. Stafford again. Plenty of time, throws, Burleson caught it, and then Eric Wright caught him. There's another flag down back near the 48-yard line. It was an 8-yard gain. Pick up the call. Eric Wright is pointing that it's against the Lions.
Interference, offense, number 13.
And it's on Burleson.
10-yard penalty, first down.
I guess that's why Eric Wright knew that it was going to go against the Lions. He pushed off on Wright. Well, Detroit's hurting themselves here. Well, that's on Bryant Johnson, but the penalty was on Burleson. And the ball is back at the 36-yard line, and he obviously pushed off. And it becomes first down and 20. But they got out of a third and 16 hole earlier in this series. 2 backs with him in the backfield in the shotgun for Matthew Stafford. He's going to throw to the near side. That is caught by Kevin Smith. And that's played well by T.J. Ward, who comes up and knocks him right into the sideline for about a yard gain.
The Detroit Lions been doing a really nice job of attacking the blitzes. In the first 2 preseason games, Cleveland Browns have blitzed quite a bit, so Detroit appears very ready for it this evening. One way to stunt and stop a team from blitzing is to be very successful, as Detroit has been tonight.
Now the Browns change up their front 3. They go with their number 1s, Robert Smith, Kenyon Coleman, and Ataba Rubin on the front 3. Second down and throwing, and again they find a hole, and that's Pettigrew, the tight end. He makes the catch down to the 49-yard line. He's battling back from an injury after most of his rookie year was a great year, and then he got hurt late in the year.
One of the keys to last week's game, we talked about getting pressure with just 3- and 4-man rushes. There was an example of a 3-man rush, not getting the pressure on Matthew Stafford like you would want. Stafford does a fantastic job of seeing the open part in the zone, making a nice sidearm throw to him.
Third down and 4 near the Browns' 48-yard line. Maurice Morris is in the backfield with Stafford. Burleson brought in motion. It's a blitz coming across the middle. Burleson made the catch, but he's short of a first down as Joe Hayden brought him down at the 46-yard line. They need the 44-yard line. It will be 4th down and close to 2. And the Lions are sending in their punt team. And the crowd, they're saying, hey, the Browns go for it all the time on 4th down. Why don't you? Well, Joe Hayden actually recovered and played very well on those last couple of plays there.
Yeah, nice tackle by Joe Hayden.
A very short tackle, you're right. Nick Harris is in to punt. Browns are jumping around on the line. Cribbs is back deep. Harris hits it as the Browns have pretty good penetration. Cribbs with a fair catch, and he makes the catch at the 12-yard line, and that's where the Browns will begin on a 38-yard punt. Well, if you know somebody who missed tonight's game, no problem. Sports Time Ohio will rebroadcast the Browns and Lions, and that game will re-air tonight at midnight in its entirety. Sports Time Ohio is your official cable home of the Browns. Okay, Bernie, the Browns get the ball back on a long field now. They'll begin at their 12-yard line. They lead by 10, 17-7, with 3:47 left to go here in the first half, and Jake Delhomme has been very, very good. Let's see what he can do on a long field. They will run on a long field, and Jerome Harrison ducks and thrives and fumbled the ball, and it's picked up, and they take it in for a touchdown as Chris Houston picks it up and scores. And so the Lions have scored on a fumble recovery, and the Browns did earlier.
Surprising to have a turnover the end of the second quarter like this. Jerome Harrison had a couple fumbles last week. He had the weather as an excuse last week.
Well, there's no question about it. He wasn't down or anything. Delhomme got a shot at Houston as Harrison, slipping down, ends up going down, although the Browns are going to challenge. Houston scores the touchdown as he picked it up, and he went 12 yards with it, and now they're going to say officially 14 yards. And the Browns, who won a replay last week at home against the Rams.
The right knee was close there.
And that turned into a Benjamin Watson touchdown, but now they're going to challenge this, that it was indeed a fumble, that maybe Harrison was down. I didn't think he was. You think it might have been close, huh?
Well, that's a close call, right?
Well, his knee, and he actually hit the knee, it looks like, of a Lion defender with the ball, as it was Phillips, the safety, who was up there, and then it was picked up by Houston, and he took it in for the touchdown. It's very, very close.
It's, you need indisputable evidence. It's almost simultaneous, his knee hitting and the ball coming out there. It's pretty close to a judgment call.
That's right, because the call on the field is fumble and touchdown Detroit. So Jerome Harrison fumbles the ball, but the only question is, was that knee down? And we'll look at it another time here, Bernie. Here it is again. Now he's in that pile. His knee is down. Boy, it is close. And the ball comes out almost simultaneously, but if the knee is down, then the run is over. I initially didn't even think it was that close as you see Houston pick up the ball.
It's definitely, in the second quarter, worth a challenge by Coach Mangini.
So the referee continues to look at that, as Scott Green is our referee and Jim Schwartz over on the sideline, as the Lions now, moving into his second year, are obviously feeling the effects, on a positive side, I think, of drafting better than they did in the past. I mean, they've always been with high picks, but now they're starting to hit on some of these picks. It looks like Sue's going to be a great player. Stafford is definitely the right guy, when there were a lot of people wondering if he was indeed the right guy.
There was
coming
people,
out of Georgia.
There were people debating the trade back into the first round for Javad Best. I think he's showing today that that's proving to be a very worthwhile pick.
All right, so we've got our decision, and Scott Green will go out and announce it now. Here it is.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the failed stance, touchdown. Cleveland is charged with a timeout.
And the Browns lose a timeout on the unsuccessful challenge. But you're right, Bernie, it was worth it. And that tightens this game up now at 17-13 with the point after coming on the kick by Hauschka. 14-yard fumble return. There's Harrison into the pile. Now, the ball comes out as he hits the shin of Randy Phillips, the safety, but they say the ball was out before he was down. And the kick is up and good by Hauschka. Now it is 17-14, and the Browns' lead is down to 3. And as you said, for Harrison now, you can't be doing that. You can't fumble. And he fumbled a couple of times last week, too, on handoffs. Can't do it.
Yeah,
there's a kid waiting to get in next week out of Tennessee, Montario Hardesty. He's sitting back in Cleveland getting ready.
And Hardesty started practicing a little bit towards the end of this week. I think he'd like this. I think the staff and organization probably would like to see him play some in the Bears game coming up this Thursday. Again, the coaching points. Coaches like to say, whether you think he was down or not, simultaneously fumbling or not, coaches like to tell players, don't make it the decision, don't put it in the referee's hands. Make it definitive. Hold on to the ball.
Now, as you see that shot on the sideline, here's what I think is going on there. I think the Browns training staff is giving Eric Mangini the report on Nick Sorensen, who was injured on that kickoff coverage, and we're all hoping that we get the news soon and that it is good news that he's moving everything and is going to be okay after he was immobilized and carried off the field. Back to the game now, 3:40 left to go in the half, and the Browns led by 10, but now by 3 as they turned it over deep in their territory. And here's Cribbs. He can wipe that out with one big return. And he's through to the 20, and that's Caleb Campbell, that linebacker out of West Point. He played at Army and then had to serve a couple of years, and he makes the tackle out near the 22-yard line. That was a 23-yard return, and the Browns will try again.
Yeah, Caleb Campbell, that's an interesting story. One of the last picks of Matt Millen in the 7th round a couple years ago. Thought he was going to get a chance to play.
He signed he was ready to sign the contract, and then right at the last minute, the rule was changed and he had to go serve his time. And he did for a couple of years, and now he's here with the Lions. Robisky motioned, and on first down, Delhomme back, throwing, and Evan Moore reaches back and plucks it in and makes the catch at the 25-yard line for a 3-yard gain.
That's beautiful hands by Evan Moore. That could have been a disaster. Off target just a little bit.
Second down and 7.
Evan Moore does a nice job of pulling it in.
Yeah, he's had a couple of good catches. That catch over the middle that he had to go up and get was a beauty. Second down, Stuckey motions. Delhomme throwing and coming back to make the catches. Robisky as he's out over the 25-yard line, out near the 28.
Going to have roughing the quarterback, blow to the head.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer, number 93, blow to the head. 15-yard penalty, first down.
That's on Vanden Bosch.
Blow to the head.
Well, they've hit Delhomme on the head a couple of times now. Oh, yeah, he hits him on the head. There was a call like that in the game that was on national TV last night. Drew Brees got hit in the head. I don't even think it was as hard as that one. But now also Delhomme was kind of working his neck after the last Browns touchdown on that face mask and movement by Ndamukong Suh. Now the Browns have it first down.
Given what happened to Nick Sorensen, I don't think the referees are going to take any chances with any contact above the shoulder pads today.
Ball is out at the 44-yard line. Hillis is the running back. Delhomme has done a lot of this in the first half, up to the line and then making sure that everyone's on the same page. They run Hillis, and he blasts it over the 50-yard line near the 49. Good run by Hillis.
Have a chance now to either wait for the 2-minute warning or sneak another running play in before the 2-minute warning here.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4. Delhomme making sure the ball is in place, but it doesn't look it. Now they're going to move the ball back to the 50-yard line. Delhomme had it up near the 49, and they will not get the snap off before the 2-minute warning. And our 2-minute warning is brought to you by Liberty Auto Group, Ohio's largest Ford dealer. Timeout from Detroit. And the Browns leading 17-14. Time for our Be Ready replay of the game, brought to you by Farmers Insurance. The Browns were ready on this play. Brian Schaefering comes around the backside, knocks the ball away from Kevin Smith. Scooped up by Eric Wright. And he takes it all the way for a touchdown.
Rare to see one of those type plays in the game. We've seen them by each team now.
Second down for the Browns. 2 minutes to go in the half. They have 2 timeouts, and it's 2nd and 4. They are right on the Lions' main at the 50-yard line.
Jake Delhomme sees he's going to have man coverage outside on both receivers.
He gets it out of there to Hillis. Hillis bumps off a tackle, another tackle, and should have a first down by where they're going to spot the ball near the 45-yard line. Well, everybody got a hit on him. Vinny Churchill will knock him down at the 45, but that's a first down. Tough 5-yard pickup.
Tough find. A lot of traffic in there with the man coverage outside. That leaves a lot of Detroit Lions in between the numbers. A lot of traffic in the middle there.
Now down to 1.5 minutes. Still with 2 timeouts from the 45 of Detroit. Blitz coming. Delhomme going to load up, and he's got Cribbs wide open. He's up in the air, and he caught the ball. What a catch by Cribbs! Inside the 15-yard line at the 14, and a first down. 31-yard gain.
Fantastic job of using his strength, using his hands, paying attention to his feet. You see what Coach Mangini's been bragging about Josh Cribbs' improvement as a wide receiver.
On first down, Delhomme rushes the ball. I don't think he wanted them to take a look at that on replay as he just quarterback sneaked it. But I think he had his feet in. Don't you? I think
I think it's a very good catch.
Cribbs up. 1, 2. He dragged that other one. He's in. That's a beauty. All right, it is second down after that quarterback sneak. 2nd and 9 from down near the 13-yard line now, as Delhomme has them in the shotgun. Jake back. Jake throws to the middle, too low, and right on the shoe tops. Peyton Hillis couldn't handle it with Vinny Churchill ready to hit on him at the 9-yard line, and it will be 3rd down and 9. There is more noise when Tiger Woods is in his backswing than there is here at Ford Field this afternoon.
Quiet here this evening. Detroit only rushing 4. Cliff Averill coming around the right side there, putting pressure on Jake. Throws the ball a little low to Peyton Hillis on the check through out of the backfield.
All right, with 41 seconds to go in the half. 3rd down and 9 from the 13-yard line of the Lions. Detroit jumped off. This could be a free play. Delhomme going into the end zone. Cribbs up in the air and fighting with Eric King in the left corner of the end zone. Incomplete, but I think the Lions jumped off on his cadence. And it might have been Vanden Bosch who already hit the quarterback.
Defense, number 93.
And it is.
5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
You can see the confidence Jake Delhomme has in Josh Cribbs. Knows he has a free play. Also sees that Josh Cribbs is covered, but still kind of gives him an opportunity at a jump ball in the back left corner of the end zone.
Now 36 seconds left, and it becomes 3rd down. They need 3 from inside the 10-yard line. They're at the 8. Need to get to the 5. Hillis, the running back. Here's Delhomme looking, pumps the ball, throws. Hillis caught it. He's at the 2, spinning, fighting at the 1, and pushing down inside the 1-yard line. Now they're going to watch the clock. 27 seconds left, and they stop the clock. It will be 1st and goal inside the 1-yard line.
This is a very good play call by Brian Dable here. They seize the
Timeout, Cleveland. This is their second charge timeout.
He sees the soft cover 2 defense and hits Peyton Hillis. A couple times they've tried this today. He just hitting him on the move up the seam, replacing the Mike Backer in the 2 deep defense.
So now the Browns have 1 timeout left. Remember the Chevy halftime report. We give you the first half stats, some highlights, and then your local news, and then we'll be back with the second half. Eric Mangini talking with Steve Hagan on the far outside, and Brian Dable on the inside.
Number 65.
He is the offensive coordinator. Now Eric Steinbach, an extra offensive lineman, into the game, and he's eligible, as you heard. Vickers and Hillis in the backfield. Hillis carries, and he'll bang off the right side and in for a touchdown with 24 seconds to go in the half. And the Browns lead by 9, 23-14. That's going to be a tough tough tandem, Vickers and Hillis, to stop on short yardage or on the goal line, Bernie.
Fantastic block play at the point of attack. Jake DeLone's looking like he's still having a little trouble with that center quarterback exchange. A little slow getting away from center, but Vickers leading up through, and Peyton Hillis following. Has been a fantastic combination in the last two preseason games.
Phil Dawson for the extra point, and it is up and good. Now with 24 seconds left to go in the half, the Lions will have 3 timeouts to work with. But first, a look at the Browns scoring drive, brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. For over 30 Toyota offers, visit buyatoyota.com. 9 plays, 78 yards in 3:16. Helped out on a roughing the passer shot to the head on DeLome by Kyle Vanden Bosch, and then another penalty, an offside penalty on Vanden Bosch that kept the drive going on a 3rd down and long. And then they connect on 1st and goal from inside the 1. And boy, Peyton Hillis is worth his weight in gold right now.
It's making the Brady Quinn trade look even better right now.
You're right. I mean, you get wrapped up in what's the draft choice that you get in the Quinn trade. And oh yeah, you got this running back, Peyton Hillis. But Hillis has been very good, and he's been perfect for what they want.
Yeah, he's been a consistent, aggressive, physical staple through the preseason and through training camp. You heard Coach Mangini talk about Matt Roth as the enforcer on defense. I think Lawrence Vickers and Peyton Hillis are starting to give a personality and identity to the Browns offense.
Dawson kicking, Aaron Brown is catching. He's got it at his 3. Angles across the middle of the field, 10, 20. Uh-oh, there's a lane open, and Sheldon Brown and Ray Ventrone get him at the 30-yard line. There was a crease there in the middle that he hit, and it's a 26-yard return out to the 30-yard line. Boy, Ray Ventrone never misses a tackle. Bernie, you mentioned he made a great play on an earlier kick coverage where he got pancaked early in the return, got back up and made the play.
And makes the tackle.
Yeah.
I mean, each of these 3 preseason games, we've multiple times mentioned his name on tackles, on kickoff coverage or punt coverage.
17 seconds to go in the half. From the 31-yard line, Stafford will take a knee, and the Lions with all of their timeouts. And remember, Hauschka's got a big leg. I mean, he has a 54-yard field goal earlier in his career. And they will take a knee and go to the locker room, and that will be the end of the first half here at Ford Field in Detroit. And at the end of the first half, it's the Browns 24 and the Lions 14. Time for the Chevy halftime report. That's coming up after this timeout. All right, let's take a look at tonight's Pro Football Hall of Fame Spotlight. The great Otto Graham, enshrined in 1965, he won division and league titles for 10 straight seasons. He had 4 touchdown passes in the Browns' 1950 championship game win, all league at quarterback 9 different times. Come to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton to honor, preserve, educate, and promote. Back at Ford Field in Detroit. There's your halftime score, 24-14. The Browns lead by 10, and we still have no medical update on Nick Sorensen, who was carried off the field immobilized after he was injured covering a kick for the Browns in that first half. And the Browns lead by 10, 24-14. And as soon as we get some word, we'll pass it along to all of you, as Nick is really a terrific kid and has played well for the Browns since coming here, both in their secondary and on special teams. Yeah. All right, Bernie, we go to the second half now, and what do? Now, DeLome has actually played a lot. I mean, you've got a lot of work for him. You had the ball a lot. You had a lot of different series, and he's gotten the 2-minute offense. He's gotten the goal line situation, and, I mean, he's gotten a lot of work here. Yeah. Now you could go to Wallace.
He's had a fantastic amount of work and is executed really well. A lot of coaches like to, and a lot of quarterbacks, especially veteran quarterbacks, like to get some work at halftime, resting, coming back out to start a third quarter to somewhat simulate a regular season game and how your body's going to loosen up and stuff. But that being said, there's 3 other quarterbacks who haven't played yet, one of which is Seneca Wallace, who's played very well in preseason, and they want to get a look at all 4 quarterbacks today. And if you let Jake play another series, especially with Detroit getting the ball to start, you're going to jeopardize getting all 4 quarterbacks in the game tonight.
Well, Delhomme just came out of the tunnels, so he just came to the sideline, and he's going along that Browns offensive line and telling them they did a good job. Those are great numbers as the second half kick is underway, and the Browns kick the ball short, and it is picked up at the 16-yard line as it was kind of hovering around, and it looks as though it went out of bounds. Dede Dorsey picked it up, but it did touch the sideline, and it went out of bounds.
First down.
And the ball will come out to the 40-yard line, and the Browns commit a mistake on special teams as the kick went out of bounds. And that gives the Lions good field position to start here in the second half. They will keep Matthew Stafford in, and their number 1 offense will stay in too. 24-14. I think when we were watching the Browns sideline, it looks as though Wallace is getting ready for when they do get the ball back.
Yeah, Jake Delhomme looked entirely too relaxed and happy to be looking like he's going back in a football game.
First down from their own 40 after the penalty, and they'll run. Kevin Smith. Smith gets hit. Eric Wright brought him down, but not before he got some pretty good yardage as he brings it for 7 yards out to the 47-yard line, and it will make it 2nd down and 3. Wright has a touchdown here as he scooped up a fumble and ran 44 yards with it. Kevin Smith getting a lot of playing time. We only saw the rookie best at his best on those first 3 plays, and that's been it for him.
And interesting that you would think the rookie, they would be wanting to get him more work. Obviously, they've seen enough of him and like what they see.
2nd down and 3. Stafford, play action fake. Pressure coming, throws, and he throws it into the ground, incomplete as the Browns knock him down. Big Robert Smith got in there from Flint, Michigan, and Michigan State.
That's an example of getting pressure, rushing 4. Coach Mangini, Coach Ryan wanted to see from their defense, playing good coverage behind it. Like to see more consistency and more of that, especially as the regular season starts.
So now it will become 3rd down and 3 for the Lions from their own 47-yard line. Browns up by 10. Calvin Johnson motions towards the line. They're going to throw, and it's going to be wide open. Caught at the 49-yard line. Ataba Rubin is over there along with Chris Gokong to make the tackle as Jake Nordine, the fullback, gets in there and makes the catch, and that's a 1st down. They needed 3, and they got 4. 1st down for the Lions now.
Well blocked play by the Detroit Lions offensive line. Like to get a little more pressure on third and short like that.
1st and 10 now for Matthew Stafford and the Lions offense. From the Browns' 47.5-yard line, and a quick throw and a catch. And there's Aaron Brown. He got off 1 tackle, and he brings the ball down near the 30-yard line on a quick slant, and he's got speed. He caught it and brings it down near the Browns' 30 for 17.
That's an exceptional job by Matthew Stafford. Seeing the Mike Sam blitz. Rotation's going to go out to the left of your screen. Matthew Stafford reads it before the Browns defense can get themselves in place.
A.B. Elam didn't get him. T.J. Ward did, but a 1st down near the 31-yard line. That's Tony Scheffler, the tight end, down to motion to the top of your screen. Over from the Broncos. Stafford back, throwing, and it is caught. Nice sliding catch by Nate Burleson as he slides inside the coverage of Sheldon Brown and makes the catch down at the Browns' 13-yard line.
You can see the safety to the top of your screen, disguising cover 2, running to the middle of the field. Matthew Stafford sees that too, knows he could throw it off of his back hip. He's not going to be able to respond in time.
Well, they wanted some help for Calvin Johnson and Stafford, another weapon, so they went out and they got Burleson. He was last with Seattle, started his career in Minnesota. 1st and 10 down at the 13-yard line. As the drive started at their 40 when the Browns kicked out of bounds on the opening kick. Stafford with all kinds of time towards the end zone and sails it over the head of Calvin Johnson, who was double covered in the back of the end zone by A.B. Elam and Sheldon Brown.
Smart play by Matthew Stafford. 1st and 10. Browns have the play well covered. Nobody open. Just throws the ball out of the back of the end zone.
All right, we have the best news of this game now. Nick Sorensen moving legs and arms, so he's moving all 4 of his extremities. He was extremely responsive when he was on the field, and he's been taken to a local hospital for observation and some tests. That's good news. 2nd down and 10 now for Detroit at the Browns 13. Stafford again, this time the middle. Scheffler juggled it and then gathered it in, and it will be inside the Browns 5 near the 3, and that's near a 1st down. A.B. Elam will make the tackle for the Browns.
See, the Browns only rushed in 3, dropping 8 in coverage.
Scheffler played in college at Western Michigan. He is from Michigan, and he had kind of a nasty departure in Denver from the Broncos as he was not in sync with Josh McDaniels, the head coach, and he was available.
He wasn't the only one.
3rd down, less than 1 for Stafford. Near the 3, Stafford back, looking for Johnson, corner of the end zone, and missed him. And a flag on Eric Wright. He was up on his shoulder pad. We'll take a look at it again.
Interference, defense, number 21. Ball will be placed on the 1-yard line, 1st down.
All right, Bernie, break this down.
Well, first, is it catchable? And it doesn't look like very much contact there. I'm not sure if that ball's catchable, though, to be pass interference.
Jake Nordine checks into the game at fullback as Eric Wright bounces back into the Browns secondary. The ball will be placed down at the 1. So Kevin Smith and Nordine are in that I formation. Nordine would be the lead back. It's a toss sweep. Here's Smith, and the Browns have him back near the 5-yard line as they were all over the play. Chris Gokong atop of Rubin. They were in there for a loss on the play back near the 4.
1st and goal at the 1-yard line. Calling a sweep wide here. You run the risk of exactly this happening. A major loss, 3 or 4-yard loss here. Putting it back now 2nd and goal at the 4.
And the first guy in was Robert Smith, and then Rubin and Gokong came in to end it. Back near the 4, 2nd down and goal. Now in their shotgun, Smith remains the running back. Stafford, he's got a back pedal. He throws it towards the end zone, and Sheldon Brown knocked it away. And then there's a flag in the end zone as Scheffler was fighting with A.B. Elam in the back of the end zone.
And get defensive holding there.
Here's the call coming from Scott Green.
Holding, 26 defense.
And it's on
Half
Elam.
the distance to the goal, 1st down.
All right, 2 penalties on the Browns secondary down by the goal line. One on Eric Wright, this one on A.B. Elam as he was jostling with the tight end Scheffler. And the Lions have it 1st and goal at the Browns 2.
Don't think they're going to make that mistake again and run wide.
1st and goal. They hand it off. There's Smith, started left, banged in right off of Rubin and in for a touchdown.
Right up the middle. That's when the Sean Rogers presence is really missed.
Good point. 60-yard drive as it started at the Browns 40. Watch him start left, 1 step, and then into the hole. Rubin tried to stop him, but he leans in for the touchdown. And now we got a 24-20 game with the point after coming up. Steven Hauschka will kick the extra point attempt. 10:39 to go in the quarter, and that kick is up and good. Well, it didn't start well as they kicked the ball out of bounds. That gave them the ball at the 40, and it did not end well with a couple of penalties on the secondary down in the end zone, and then an easy 1-yard run. And now a look at the Lions scoring drive brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. For over 30 Toyota offers, visit buyatoyota.com. Kevin Smith finished it off with a 1-yard run, 9 plays, 60 yards, a couple of big penalties on the Browns, and it took 4:21. And now it's a 3-point game, 24-21. The Browns in the lead. Steven Hauschka will kick off, and back deep is Joe Hayden for the Browns. He takes it right on the goal line. Hayden stopped, and when you stop, that's a problem, and then a penalty marker is thrown in, and there might be a block in the back called on the Browns. Caleb Campbell made the tackle,
Illegal block in the back, 42 during the return.
And that's on the rookie, Larry Asante, the safety from Nebraska. Well, here it is. Hayden stops right here. Bernie, when you stop like that, it's hard to get it.
Yeah, it's hard to get. It's hard to get the speed going, to crank it and hit the hole.
All right, we'll take a timeout with the Browns leading by 3, 24-21. This trivia question is brought to you by Donato's. The difference is delicious. In 1994, Tom Tupa of the Cleveland Browns became the first player to do what in an NFL game? And again, the answer coming up in the fourth quarter, the pride of Brexville, Tom Tupa. Seneca Wallace in, and the Browns from their own 7 on first down. Harrison spins up, gets out 3 yards to the 10-yard line, and he got knocked down there. And Ndamukong Suh makes the tackle. You know, Sean Laval, the rookie guard for the Browns, is doing pretty well against Suh.
Yeah, haven't had them mention Suh's name too many times. He had the tip ball earlier. I think it's his second or third tackle.
And he had that face mask penalty. Ball is at the 10, 2nd and 7. Harrison remains in the backfield by himself.
Seneca Wallace is going to see man press coverage outside.
He's going to throw the slant. Massaqua's got it, and he's running out to the 30, to the 35, and he's got a big play and a first down as he was trying to get away from that last man, the safety, Amari Spivey, the rookie from Iowa, 28 yards.
Pretty basic, simple read here. Detroit not doing a good job of disguising. Seneca Wallace has been very accurate through OTA's training camp and the first 3 preseason games. Puts it right on the mark to Muhammad Massaquoi. Hits him right in stride.
Yeah, a little short tackle there by Eric King did not work. They hand the ball off. Harrison is through. And he goes over the 45 out to the 46-yard line on a big run on first down. Spivey was in on the tackle again. The safety comes up. That's a 7-yard gain on first down. That's a little bit more like it, Jerome.
Yeah, holding on to the ball, hitting the hole, running between the tackles, gaining about 7 yards on that play.
2nd down, 3 for Seneca Wallace and the Browns offense. Vickers and Harrison in the backfield. It goes back to Jerome, sweeping with Vickers, trying to get him through, and he'll land just shy of the first down. He needs to get to the 49. He falls down at the 48-yard line. Vinny Churchu was over on the tackle. Gain of 2, and it will be 3rd down. They'll need a yard.
Nice way to start the drive, having secondary guys for Detroit having to make the tackles on the first 3 plays.
So now this is their short yardage tandem in that backfield. Vickers fullback, Hillis running back. Hillis has a touchdown. He scored from 1 yard out. And that's what they need just for the first down. Now 3rd down and 1. Wallace on 3rd down. Hillis has got the first down over the 50 and lands in Lions territory near their 49-yard line. Vinny Churchu again on the tackle as they got 3 yards. That's going to be tough to stop. You know, you just need a yard. Those are big bodies coming at you for a yard.
Seneca Wallace makes it look pretty simple. That's a check with me. He's running to the soft spot in the defensive coverage, in the defensive fronts. And then when you have Lawrence Vickers leading through there with a 250-pound tailback and Peyton Hillis, makes it pretty good to pick up a first down.
At the Lion 49-yard line.
There's man coverage outside again.
Blitz coming, got to get out of there, and Spivey comes all the way around the corner and got him back near the Browns 40-yard line. Amari Spivey.
I think Seneca had visions of Green Bay, the first game where he scrambled left to avoid the blitz and made the miracle play in the back part of the end zone. This time, not the same results.
That's a big loss, a loss of 11. Back to the 40-yard line, 7:25 left in the 3rd, and the rookie from Iowa has now made a couple of good hits and a big sack. It's a draw. Harrison, 45. Almost gets back everything they lost. He's out to midfield, and it will be 3rd down and 11 coming up for the Browns as he runs for 10.
Like the play call to Brian Dable. 2nd and 20. Getting half of it back there.
Half of it, right? Yeah, get half of it back. 3rd down, they need 11. From right at midfield, there's the Browns offensive coordinator. They are 4 out of 7 on 3rd down. And this one's going to be a challenge, though, from the 50. Wallace to Hillis. Cuts up the field. Oh, he's got it, and he's got it big down to the 25-yard line. Peyton Hillis Hillis does it again.
Again, well schemed by Brian Dable, the offensive coordinator. Zone coverage, hitting Peyton Hillis in the open part of the zone.
25 yards, Bernie. Here it is.
Has his shoulders pointed between the goalposts, towards the goalposts, able to hit the hole with speed.
Eric King, the defensive back, slipped, and that gave Hillis some more steam and a lot more yards. Now the Browns 1st and 10 at the Lion 25-yard line with Harrison and Vickers in the backfield. Play action fake, pump fake, throws the ball, in tight coverage, and Benjamin Watson was there at the 15-yard line. It got deflected before it got to him, and it's incomplete. Boy, they had a big defensive lineman, Turk McBride, all the way back there in the vicinity of Watson.
Seneca Wallace, second thoughts on the throw. Had Josh Cribbs manned up outside, brought it back down. Very fortunate to get the incomplete pass there.
It was the linebacker Julian Peterson that actually got a hand on that ball, and it's 2nd down and 10 now from the 25-yard line of Detroit. The Browns with a 3-point lead. Vickers shuffles in motion, tosses it out. Harrison going to try and go out wide. He's in a lot of trouble, and he'll lose more yardage. And the reason he had to bend it back to the inside, Spivey, the safety, shot up in there, and then the Lions closed it and made the play, and that's a loss of 2.
Yeah, looked like a little miscommunication in the ball handling between Seneca Wallace and Jerome Harrison.
Well, now it's going to be 3rd down and long. They just hit a 3rd down and 11, and now it's 3rd down and 12.
Browns being up-tempo again, going no huddle.
5 for 8 on 3rd down. Wallace back. Pressure coming. Throws the ball up in the air. Incomplete. Over the head of Cribbs. And out of the reach of the defensive back Houston, who already has a touchdown on a fumble recovery tonight. And it's 4th down, and they'll bring Dawson in for a lengthy field goal try.
Yeah, nice move by Seneca Wallace. The play was the disaster. Good pass rush from the front 4 of the Detroit Lions. Seneca just throwing the ball away to get the field goal attempt off.
This is going to be a 45-yard attempt for Phil Dawson with the spot at the 35. 5:16 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Hodges to hold, Pontbriand to snap. And the kick on the way, and Dawson, he's got another one. It's good. 45-yard field goal by Phil Dawson, and the Browns are now up by 6. 5:11 left to go in the 3rd quarter. 27-21. The Browns scoring drive is brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. For over 30 Toyota offers, visit buyatoyota.com. Seneca Wallace led that drive, 12 plays, 67 yards. It took 5:28, and it was a 45-yard field goal by Phil Dawson, who will kick off now. Back deep, Derek Williams, wide receiver out of Penn State, as he's back deep, and the Browns lead by 6. Dawson into the ball. He's going to make Williams chase it. It hits, bounds off his hand into the end zone, and he'll have to take a knee and a touchback, and the ball will come out to the 20-yard line, and that's where the Lions will begin. We'll take a timeout. They're going to make a quarterback change too, as Sean Hill will come in and quarterback the Lions when we come back. Look at the quarterback stats. They're brought to you by Ford. See your Northeast Ohio Ford dealer or visit drive1ohio.com. Jake DeLong, very good. Look at that quarterback rating, 105.3. Seneca Wallace, who just finished up that drive, 2 for 5 for 54 yards, and he got sacked.
Yeah, a little misleading for Seneca Wallace. I think he did a good job of throwing two of his 3 incompletions away.
Now this is Sean Hill handing off, and they try and run, and that is not going to be good as the Browns are there, and Atama Rubin just steamrolls the Lions running back Maurice Morris, and Matt Roth helped out too. A 2-yard gain, and it will be 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, Sean Hill coming over from the 49ers. Was in a battle the last couple years with Alex Smith out here. I think there's no question he's the backup here. Matthew Stafford is Detroit's quarterback.
Absolutely. 2nd and 8 for Detroit. Sean Hill sends Maurice Morris, the running back, out wide. He'll be at the bottom of your screen. The Browns jumping around a little bit at that linebacker spot. Hill throwing, and it's caught. Tony Scheffler's got it over the 30-yard line on a 1st down out to the 34. Joe Hayden was over there. David Bowens and Eric Barton are all there too. But it's a first down for the Lions.
Nice job of Sean Hill, just taking what the defense gives you, throwing the ball on time, hitting the soft part in the zone.
Now remember, Bowens is getting his first game action here tonight. He did not play in either Green Bay or St. Louis, and really didn't practice much either, as he's been coming back. Motion now. Derek Williams, the wide receiver. They're going to toss the ball out. Here's Maurice Morris, and the Browns are over there, and they shut the play down at the 34-yard line. Derek Robinson is over there, along with Matt Roth and David Bowens. A 1-yard gain.
I was wondering when they were going to come back with that play. If we can remember back to the first offensive play of the game for Detroit, they ran that play to the other side of the field. That was Javard Best's.
And it looked better with him running it.
It looked significantly better.
And faster. Second down and 9 near the 34-yard line. Morris leaves the backfield. He comes out wide. The Browns lead by 6, 27-21. Here's Hill back to pass.
Wow.
Blitz coming. He's throwing, and he's going to throw it over the head and out of the reach of Williams, who is being covered by Sheldon Brown as the Browns blitz T.J. Ward, and he was blowing through, and Hill said, I am out of here. I'm going to throw this one away.
Very fortunate there. I think we had a little miscommunication in the secondary, in the defensive coverage. Nobody was home in the middle of the field. Sean Hill had a couple of options down the middle that he could have held on to the ball another split second. Could have been a 66-yard touchdown pass.
Third down and 9 as Jake Nordine, that fullback, did very well against T.J. Ward. Third and 9. Here's Hill back again. Pressure coming. They throw. Williams made the catch out over the 40-yard line to the 41, but they're short of the first down by a couple of yards. So the Browns stopped them on third down, and the Lions are going to send their punter in. Scott Fujita was over there on the coverage. Hill did a good job to stay in that pocket and get rid of that ball, as there was not a lot of room.
Yeah, that's one of the handful of times today the Browns just rushing forward, doing a solid job of getting it. Good pressure on the quarterback, playing coverage behind it.
Nick Harris inside his 30 will punt away, and Josh Cribbs inside his 15 will return. The Browns will get the ball back with 2:27 left to go in the third quarter. Harris got it away. Good high punt. Here's Cribbs inside his 10. And he makes the catch at the 8. Away from one tackle, and a cut, and another cut, and a spin. Oh, boy. Out to the 18-yard line. Should have been nothing on a 53-yard punt, and he turned it into a 12-yard return. We take a timeout. 2:10 left in the third quarter. The great Cribbs to the sideline. Tonight's Rookie Watch brought to you by Wayside Furniture. Wayside in Akron. Better furniture, priced lower since 1937. T.J. Ward, 2 tackles and a couple of assists. Joe Hayden, a couple of tackles and a great pass defended on a ball he knocked away from Nate Burleson, which would have been a big play. As there it is, the future of the Browns secondary continuing to get a lot of valuable playing time. Now the Browns have a mixture of some of their starters on their offensive line and some of their number 2s in there, like Billy Yates is in at center now for Seneca Wallace. And on first down, Wallace to throw to the near side, a little bit too wide of Bobby Ingram out at the 25-yard line, and it's incomplete.
Really nice job of coverage by Ashley Palmer on a play, undercutting the out route. Seneca does a good job of leading him, putting it where only the receiver could get it, or nobody make the play.
Second down and 10. The ball is at the 18-yard line. Pashos remains at right tackle. Laval, the rookie, at right guard. They missed some time. Pashos missed a lot of time. So this is an opportunity to get them some more work. Ingram comes in motion. He had a big catch earlier tonight. Second and 10. Wallace has got a screen set up. James Davis is there. And a nice move to the 20. And a better move and some speed to the 40. And he goes into the Lion bench up near the 45-yard line. James Davis with a catch. Not a lot of help initially, and he did it all on his own.
Yeah, nice play call on second and 10. Even better job of James Davis, not only juking and making the first few guys miss, but showing that breakaway speed that I think when the Browns drafted him in the 6th round out of Clemson, the Browns are looking to see.
Well, that was a tough play for Ashley Palmer. He made a nice play on that first down play, but he got faked out of his socks on that play by Davis. Now out at their own 44-yard line. Seneca Wallace at the controls again. Short drop coming out hot too, and it's incomplete to Alex Smith, the tight end, with Ashley Palmer on coverage of him at the 45-yard line.
Just a base cover 3 there. I think Seneca Wallace proving he's human. It's one of the few inaccurate throws I've seen him make through training camp and in the preseason games.
Now they have their young receivers in. 85 is Jake Allen. 18 is Carlton Mitchell, the rookie and draft choice of the Browns. James Davis is the running back. 2nd and 10 now, and into the shotgun they pop. Seneca, short drop again. Got to get out of there. He gets away from one rush. Rolls around left side. Now he can run if he wants, and he will, and he'll get the first down. And then from behind, Vinny Churchu comes up and chases him down up near the Lions' 40-yard line, and a first down. A 14-yard run from line of scrimmage to where he landed, but a lot more on this rollout.
Yeah, probably 50 in total. Fantastic athleticism by Seneca Wallace.
Dre Bly was the guy that was coming in, the defensive back that had him. He got away from him. And then Wallace knew he had the first down. Look for the sideline. You got to watch out for that. When Churchu came up and got him from behind. First down for the Browns at the Lions' 41-yard line. Under a minute to go, 3rd quarter. And they will run. Chris Jennings out of the pack. And Chris has done that now a couple of times in the preseason where the play has nothing, and then he'll go back and try and make something big out of it, and it has not turned into a big run for him.
Yeah, it hasn't materialized into positive plays. As a matter of fact, it's probably hurt his cause, and on at least 3 or 4 occasions has lost multiple yards on the play. I think we're going to let the clock run out.
They are. Brian Dable and Seneca Wallace looked at the clock and said, you know what, let's begin in the 4th quarter. And when they do, they'll begin with the ball. And a 6-point lead.
End of the 3rd quarter.
It is the end of the 3rd quarter. At the end of 3 from Ford Field, the Browns lead over the Lions 27-21.
Gang, tailgate style, party at your house and have some fun with sports at Longaberger. These awesome baskets are available in colors of your favorite NFL and college teams. You can see the complete 2010 lineup by going to my website listed on your TV screen below.
And here we go in the 4th quarter. And the Browns have it 2nd and 10 with a 6-point lead from the Lions' 41-yard line. Play action fake man wide open. Wallace on the money to Evan Moore, and he fumbled the ball after he made the catch. Down on the ground, let's see who's got it. The Lions say they've got it, and it is Detroit ball. Evan Moore had the ball stripped away from him at the 30-yard line, and then the question becomes, if you're on the Browns sideline, was he down?
Nice job of play calling. Seneca Wallace and Evan Moore do a good job of throwing and catching the ball in the void. Evan just gets the ball stripped from him. That is Detroit's ball.
So the Browns will turn it over again as Eric Mangini watches the offense march off. Would look like a big play. They would have been a first down for them down at the Detroit 30. Instead, the ball goes over to the Lions now. And they come out with Sean Hill. He'll step out now. And on first down, Hill takes and gives. And they slam the ball over the 30-yard line up near the 32. The run by the fullback who lined up as a one-back set, Felton. And it's a gain of 3 on the play, making it 2nd down and 7. Now they're going to go really big backfield as they'll bring in another fullback, Jake Nordine. Ball is out near the 33, 2nd down and 7. Well, that was a tough way to open up the 4th quarter for the Browns.
Yeah, had a chance to kind of put the game away,
right.
Get up by more than a touchdown in the 4th quarter.
And running free is Felton. Wow, did he run free? And Ray Ventrone, along with Brandon McDonald, make the tackle. And the Browns give up another big running play out over the 45-yard line for 13 and a Lions first down.
Fantastic job at the point of attack by the Detroit Lions offensive line, opening up a gaping hole.
Now Detroit's got it at their own 47-yard line. 1st and 10 for Sean Hill. Right back to the run. Felton again, spinning this time, and the Browns wrap him up near the line of scrimmage. Kaluka Mayava is in there. Helped out by Blake Costanzo. Through 3 quarters, Bernie, there are the numbers. The Browns, good offensive numbers, 22 first downs, 325 yards. And look at the time of possession. They've had the ball almost 10 minutes longer. Hill with a lot of time, throws, it's caught, and wrestling down near a first down as the Browns' Jason Trusnick was trying to pull the ball away from the tight end Will Heller, but it's a Lions first down.
This is actually very good coverage by Jason Trusnick here.
It was an 8-yard gain. Heller caught a touchdown pass in that wild game last year for the Lions. First down. Felton again. He stopped. Then he gets away from Mayava, and then Mike Adams will bring him down at the 39-yard line. Not a good job of tackling right there.
Had the play stopped at the point of attack. Made a couple tackles miss to gain 4 yards on the play.
2nd down and 6.
You see Detroit doing the no huddle.
We're at the Browns' 39-yard line, down by 6. Sean Hill throws, caught. Got his tight end. Mayava will make the tackle on Will Heller inside the 35 of the 34-yard line, and they will be about a yard shy of the first down. He picked up 5. 3rd down and 1 for Detroit. Mayava, the 2nd-year linebacker out of USC, and Felton blows through and just got tripped up, or he would have been gone. Boy, they just got a hand on him and tripped him up, or he was into the end zone as Larry Asante got him.
Just got him by the ankle. This is going to the end zone if Asante doesn't bring him down by the shoestrings.
11 yards, first down at the Browns' 24-yard line. Asante, late draft pick of the Browns out of Nebraska. On first down, they run the ball this time, and the Browns knock it down as Aaron Brown is into the game, and he carries down to the 21-yard line. Asante is in there on the tackle for the Browns. Gain of 3 on the play. And then late getting up, but a guy that's played well here today is Brian Schafering. And he'll come off the field now as Sean Hill huddles up the Lions on 2nd down and 8.
Yes, he's played well and a lot tonight. He's played in each quarter tonight,
which is a good sign for him. Aaron Brown will leave the backfield. He'll spread the Browns out now as he'll go out to the bottom of your screen out wide. Hill, plenty of time, floats it over the middle, and that is caught as they get another tight end breaking free. Dan Gronkowski is brought down by David Bowens, but it's a gain of 9 and a first down to the 12-yard line of the Browns.
Yeah, when you're only rushing 3 like that, playing zone coverage, shouldn't really let guys get that open underneath like that.
So it's been pretty easy. Gronkowski to the sideline. Heller's made a couple of catches. First down. Here's the give, and it's Felton again, and he is stopped leaning over the 10 down to the 9-yard line. Jason Trusnick, David Bowens team up on the tackle. And it will be a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7.
Very methodical job by the Detroit Lions offense, basically running right at the Browns and taking what the defense gives you with the short underneath ball control type throws.
Here are the Lions out now at the Browns' 9-yard line, 2nd down and 7. Dennis Northcutt into the game at wide receiver, and Hill got hit as he threw, and Joe Hayden came back and knocked the ball away from Northcutt in the end zone.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 57.
The Browns get hit again.
Half the distance to the goal, first down.
And David Vacune hit Sean Hill.
This is the Tom Brady rule right here. He appears to hit an exposed quarterback at the knees.
Now it's 1st and goal from inside the 5-yard line near the 4. Detroit trying to go in and tie the game with the 6 points and then try and get the extra point. And they give it to Aaron Brown, and he goes in and climbs up the back of his offensive line and goes in for the touchdown. Wow, not a good defensive stand there. And when I say stand, I am really exaggerating. I mean, that was not good at all.
What's a nice way to say there were a lot of defensive coaching points in that drive, and in particular on that play.
Oof. Not that they've had a steel curtain defensively all day, but I mean, the Lions just went down easily there and now can take the lead with this point after try as we're even at 27. Hauschka, and the kick is good. So it's 28-27, and it was all ugly. It was set up on an Evan Moore fumble, and then the Lions just went right down and in and take the lead. Trivia brought to you by Donato's. The difference is delicious. 1994, Tom Tupa of the Browns became the first player to do what in an NFL game? And the answer? He scored a 2-point conversion. Here it is right there. As against the Bengals, he was the holder, and he sneaked it in with Matt Stover. The kicker lined up for an extra point. All right, the Browns are down by 1 after having a couple of 10-point leads in this game, and Gerard Lawson comes out of the end zone, and he's to the 20. And Lawson is over the 20-yard line, and he gets knocked down out near the 23. Paul Pratt made the tackle. Looks like Colt McCoy's on his way into the game when we come back. This hit of the game brought to you by Jack Mattia Honda, where we still do business with a handshake. Atava Rubin, Robert Smith, Chris Gokon. Knocked the helmet right off of Kevin Smith. That's the hardest hit of the game. Brought to you by Jack Mattia Honda. All right, Bernie, let's see if we can get Colt McCoy going, huh? Send out some positive vibes.
Yeah, it's, struggled the first couple weeks. Hasn't got much help from the guys around him. Let's see if we can get a little better job of pass protection to give him a chance to throw the ball more vertical down the field.
Bobby Ingram goes in motion. James Davis, the running back. McCoy to throw. He's got a man open here, and it's Ingram at the 25, and he spins up near the 29-yard line. Spivey makes the tackle. That's a nice safe throw. Gain of 5, second down and 5.
Base little 5-step drop, just hitting Ingram out in the flat versus the 2 deep coverage. Corner comes up, makes the tackle.
So it's second and 5 for the Browns, just short of the 29-yard line. James Davis is the running back for Colt McCoy. Carlton Mitchell motions at the bottom of your screen. They have a sweep with Kuster out in front, and James Davis bangs over the 30-yard line to the 32, and they'll need a yard coming up on third down. Co Simpson made the tackle, former Buffalo Bill. Well, that's what McCoy had done in the preseason. 5 for 12, a couple of interceptions, both in Green Bay. Didn't really have an opportunity to throw it too much against the Rams as they were all over him. Now he's got to get a first down with the Browns down by 1, 28-27. And they are third down and 1 from over their own 30-yard line. His center is Billy Yates.
Very glaring man coverage. He has the bottom of the screen wide open.
He throws, and they come back, and the catch is made. As coming back to make the catch is Torres Johnson, who came into camp last week, and he makes the grab over the 45, near the 48 for 17 yards.
We saw this earlier in the game from Jake Delhomme to Brian Robisky on a little longer play, but the basic principle of throwing the back shoulder stop fade, Jake Delhomme did it Brian Robisky perfectly earlier, and that was also done perfectly.
And so Colt McCoy with a big third down conversion and a first down for the Browns. Jennings into the game at running back. Now they're going to try that sweep again, and again it's not there. And a great play as getting in there to make it is Isaiah Ekajuba as he comes over and rips down Jennings. Whew.
Carlton Mitchell cracking down on the defensive end does a nice job, but fantastic individual tackle.
Ekajuba deals a 1-yard loss back to the 47-yard line. Second down and 11. Clock runs, 7:19 to go in the game. The Browns down by 1. Davis back into the game at running back.
Got a pre-snap soft zone, just rushing 4.
McCoy up in the pocket, and he fumbled the ball. And then they tried to recover, and he couldn't get to it, and the Lions have the ball. So the ball is picked up. Landon Johnson, the linebacker, got it It was caused by Willie Young, and McCoy gives the ball back over. And the Browns' turnovers here today have come at bad times and on bad spots on the field. Willie Young.
Yeah, Casey Bender at right tackle gets beat on the edge, causing Colt McCoy to take a shot to his throwing arm to the ball. He fumbles it, obviously.
So now from the 40-yard line on the Brown side of the field, Shaun Hill is back in. He's got Aaron Brown back in the backfield with him. And the Lions, the recipient of another short field. Hill to throw with a blitz coming, and he fires, and it's incomplete, almost picked off on a deflection. Will Heller was the intended receiver. Larry Asante almost got it on a deflection, but it was Joe Hayden down there on the coverage that caused the contact.
Good looking throw by Shaun Hill if you're trying to make up ground and get back in the game. In the fourth quarter with the lead, and the way they've been mashing the Browns running the ball, not quite sure you want to take that higher risk with the football.
Now it's 2nd and 10 at the Browns 40, 6:51 to go in the game. Motion by Gronkowski, the tight end, and a handoff to Brown, and he's up to the line, then skirts to the outside, got to the Browns 35-yard line, and he is tackled there. Joe Hayden made the tackle again. Helped out by Marcus Bernard and Titus Brown. It's a gain of 5. 3rd down and 5 now coming up. You got to get off the field here.
Yeah, I find it humorous that on 1st and 10, coaches call a play. It's almost an interception. It's almost 100% that same coach calls a running play on 2nd down.
They are 4 out of 7 on 3rd down, and that's where they are right now. 3rd down 5. They'll take the running back Brown and put him in a slot at the top of the screen. Shaun Hill takes the snap and throws it across the middle, and the tight end is open, and Gronkowski makes the catch and runs it down inside the Browns 25 to the 21-yard line. He was on Mayava, and it's a 15-yard gain on 3rd down.
Yeah, Browns are having trouble with these spread formations. Shaun Hill's basically picking us apart on the underneath throws.
They're having trouble with those tight ends. All right, 1st and 10 now for Detroit at the Browns' 21-yard line with 5:38 to go in the game. And it's Hill back again. He gets hit as he throws, and it's incomplete into the end zone as Gronkowski was the intended receiver. Asante was back there on him, but Marcus Bernard came in and hit the quarterback Hill as he was throwing, and is jawing with Hill right now.
Yeah, fortunately Marcus Bernard puts pressure on Shaun Hill because he has his target wide open in the end zone for 6. He gets hit just as he throws it.
And now it becomes 2nd down and 10 at the Browns 21. They're not killing the clock here. They're throwing and trying to add on to their lead. They're going to run, and Brown gets to an open spot to the outside with speed to the 10, 5, curls towards the goal line, but he'll get knocked out of bounds at the 1. Larry Asante over on the corner.
It's interesting. Rob Ryan has actually the perfect call on. Here comes a blitz to the right-hand part of your screen. He runs right by the ball carrier.
Aaron Brown finally pushed out by Asante, but it's 1st and goal, Detroit at the 2. Nordine and Aaron Brown in the backfield. Here's Hill throwing into the end zone for Tim Toon, and it's incomplete. Incomplete. Brandon McDonald on the coverage. Toon is out of Weber State.
Nice coverage by Brandon McDonald.
And it's 2nd and goal. 5 minutes to go in the game. Detroit leads by 1. From the Browns' 2-yard line on 2nd down and goal. Hill, Brown to the outside, and easily in again. His 2nd of the afternoon, early evening. And now it's 34-27 Detroit. And again, it starts with a Browns turnover, a fumble, and right down and in. They have not been able to stop them.
Yeah, Detroit's 2nd offense with Shaun Hill at the controls has picked right up where Matthew Stafford and the first-team Detroit offense left off. Highly efficient, highly effective, highly productive.
Hauschka for the extra point, now 34-27. A little bit of a low snap back there, and Nick Harris did a good job to get that ball spotted, and Hauschka kicked it through. Now with 4 minutes and 55 seconds left to go in the ball game, it's Detroit 35 and the Browns 27. The copyright in this broadcast is owned by the National Football League on behalf of its member clubs, including the Cleveland Browns. All rights to this broadcast are reserved, and any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written permission of the NFL is prohibited. Jim Donovan and Bernie Kosar back with you at Ford Field, where it has turned into a Lions second half, 35-27. They were down by 10. Now they lead by 8. Gerard Lawson waits to return the Hauschka kickoff, and he'll get a crack from about 2 yards deep. He's coming out, and he angles across the field. 15, 20, knocked down at the 20-yard line. Down to make the tackle for the Lions is T.J. Rushing, a defensive back. That was a 22-yard return, and we'll be back after a timeout. Let's take a look at the quarterback stats for this game, brought to you by Ford. See your Northeast Ohio Ford dealer, or visit drive1ohio.com. Jake Delhomme had a great game. Seneca Wallace, 4 out of 9, took a big sack. Colt McCoy, 2 for 2, and then got hit and fumbled the ball away. And the Lions now lead 35-27. Delhomme had really as good a game as you could ask for. And now McCoy will start the Browns from the 20-yard line with Bobby Ingram coming in motion. They have 4:48 to work with, down by 8. McCoy back. It's a screen passage. Jennings, he's over the 20. He's up near the 30, and he is knocked down there. In on the tackle for the Lions is Paul Pratt. And they are just shy of the first down by about a half a yard. So down to 4.5 left. Give them a little bit more than 9 on the play.
This isn't nice. Me and you joked about it last week, but that 2.5 yards, second and short, kind of have a waist down, especially now down 8 in the fourth quarter. Have a chance to do something with the football.
Jennings, he'll get the first down as he weaves his way to the right side of the offensive line to get out to the 33-yard line. In on the tackle for the Lions is Landon Cohen out of OU, out of Ohio U. Gain of 3, first down Browns, and they don't waste too much time as they get right up as time is growing thin. 3:54 left to go in the game. James Davis into the game at running back. McCoy, another screen to the opposite side. Davis to the 35-yard line, and he got knocked down. In on the tackle there is Jonathan Hefney, who actually played up in the CFL. He was a Winnipeg Blue Bomber. Now to the 35-yard line, and again, only a gain of 2, second down and 8.
I know they wanted to get a look at all 4 quarterbacks, but we're into our 3rd preseason game. We haven't seen Colt McCoy really execute a 2-minute drill, so it's an opportunity for the young quarterback to get some reps in 2-minute situations.
Second down and 8. McCoy out of the pocket, a little shovel pass then. It goes to James Davis, and that was a nice play as Landon Cohen flicked out his left hand and knocked Davis off his footing. And as he goes out to the 38-yard line and a 3-yard gain. Now we're under 3 minutes, and they've got 3rd down and 5.
This could be 4-down territory. This late in the game, down 8.
McCoy will retreat.
He's got a blitz-looking man coverage.
Colt pops it over the line of scrimmage, juggled and held on to by Bobby Ingram. He was juggling that ball all the way down, and he got the first down just shy of the 45-yard line on a 6-yard gain.
The disparity in veteran experience, Bobby Ingram, to the youth of Colt McCoy, both do a good job of reading the blitz and hitting the sight adjustment. 2:15
left. McCoy up at the line a long time, looking right, throws for Carlton Mitchell. And did he catch that? It almost looked like it bounced, but they say he caught it out near the 50-yard line as he tumbles, and we are at the 2-minute warning. Carlton Mitchell ends up with the catch. 2 minutes to go in the game, and a 2-minute warning brought to you by the Liberty Auto Group, Ohio's largest Ford dealer. We'll see if Colt McCoy can get the Browns in position to tie it when we come back. Here's a look at the play of the game brought to you by Time Warner, now offering start over. Brian Schafering will knock the ball away from Kevin Smith, and Eric Wright scooped it up and went 44 yards for a Browns touchdown. And that's the play of the game, brought to you by Time Warner. And the Browns need a big play right now. There's Eric Wright over on the sideline. Colt McCoy has a second down and 4 right at the 50-yard line. The Browns are down 8. McCoy steps up, drops it off. Jennings spins, got a first down, and he's in Lions territory down to the Detroit 43-yard line. And now with 1:50 left, the Browns have all of their timeouts. That was a 7-yard game, but they can move the chains now as they'll bring James Davis in for Jennings. Now 1:39. They are using a lot of time here. McCoy's got it. And again, a little dump off underneath. There's a flag down. James Davis carrying to the 30, and he's down to the 27-yard line. And this one, I believe, is coming back, Bernie.
How do you call holding on
Holding, offense, number 74. 10-yard penalty, first down.
And that's going to be on Scott Kustra.
holding on a screenplay? Bad mistake right there. Supposed to blunt him, hit him, let him go, so the D lineman gets upfield.
Willie Young was that young defensive lineman, and he has shown some pretty good burst off of that corner, off of that edge. Now the Browns get moved all the way back to their 47 with 1:23 left. First down and 20. They still have 3 timeouts left, but they're just picking it up in little chunks. No shots down the field. McCoy, and again, a little 3-step drop and fires it in. Incomplete for Jake Allen at the Lion 45-yard line.
Tough spot there versus cover 2, trying to squeeze the slant in there.
Second down, 20. Now down to 1:20 to go in the game. McCoy will have Chris Jennings in the backfield with him. Second and 20. And again, the dump off underneath. It goes to Jennings, and he makes a couple of men miss, and he's up the sideline, and he fights his way. They say he stepped out in between the 37-yard line and 36. 17-yard gain.
This is a fantastic job by Chris Jennings. Just a check down. One of the few good pass pockets Colt McCoy's had to throw. He still hits the check down.
T.J. Rushing was the defensive back that lunged at the feet of Jennings and came up with nothing. And it's going to be third down coming up for the Browns.
This will be 4-down territory, so you really have 2 downs here to make the first down.
1:11 and 3 timeouts left, but they need 8 points to tie the game up. Here's McCoy dumping, incomplete, off the hands of Alex Smith at the 32-yard line, and now you're down to it, Bernie. 4th down and about 4.
A little miscommunication. Alex Smith red zone and hooked it up in there. Colt McCoy led him like man a little bit to the outside. Good thing Smith got his hand on it. The nickel back was in that position to make the interception.
All right, in between 3 and 4 yards is what they need, but it's 4th down, and they must get that yardage or the ball will go over on downs.
All out blitz coming.
1:08 to go in regulation time. You're right. Here's the blitz. There's the throw. And Carlton Mitchell stretches out. They say it's incomplete at the 32-yard line. And the ball will go over to the Lions with 1:03 left. And T.J. Rushing was on the coverage of Mitchell. So McCoy to the sideline. He moved them a little bit. But here's the 4th down play.
Carlton Mitchell, 6th-round pick from South Florida. He's had a really nice training camp. Hasn't really transferred over to the games. Typically you'll see young receivers struggle versus bump coverage.
Drew Stanton is in, the quarterback out of Michigan State, to finish this game out. And Stanton gives, and they run it right out of the left side, and that's Dede Dorsey. And he carries over the 40-yard line to the 42. Stanton actually won the game for them in Denver last week when he dropped back to pass and then ran it right up the gut and ran it in. That was a 6-yard run, and he put him over the top. The Browns call a timeout with 55 seconds left. They're going to add some time to 59 seconds now. So the Browns use one of their timeouts. They have 2 left.
Drew Stanton was picked the year before, drafted by the Lions, the year before Matthew Stafford was drafted as the number one overall quarterback in the draft. It says something what the Lions organization thinks of him, because they still went out and traded for Shaun Hill to bring him in to compete as the backup. Kind of like Drew Stanton. He has a fantastic arm. He's made plays on the rare times he's gotten a chance to play.
Second down now. And it goes back to D.D. Dorsey. And Dorsey carries up near the first down over the 45, just shy of the 46-yard line. Swanson Miller was in on the tackle for the Browns. And it will be third down and less than one. Browns use another timeout. Or the official is going to call in the change to measure, and so the timeout is on him. Well, you know, the thing about preseason is this. You just don't know where you are in a game like this. I mean, the Browns did a lot of good things offensively with the people that you'll see in the regular season doing things. Now, on the other side, I didn't think they had a good day at all, whether it was the ones, the twos, the threes on defense. Did you?
Right, defensively.
They never seemed to stop the Lions today.
Timeout, Cleveland. This is their second charge timeout. It's a 30-second timeout.
Go ahead, Bernie.
I think you're right, Jim. I mean, I think you astutely summarized it. Defensively, it's been a struggle in quite a few of the games. The Packer game and here tonight again against the Lions, and actually getting some stops. I think, again, Rob Ryan's been doing a really good job of scheming things and calling plays. It's just when you can't get execution or pressure with your front three or front four, and you constantly need to resort to the blitz, it makes it nearly impossible to be a consistent defense.
He fumbled that snap. Stanton fumbled the snap, and now you're in a pile of players trying to come up with it, and the clock stops with 48 seconds left as they unpile. Stanton, where's Joe Pisarcik when you need him, Bernie?
Yeah, that's a mortal sin right there.
All right, they are. The Lions are saying that they recovered the ball, and looks like one of their fullbacks came up with it. Yeah, he just fumbled the ball, and the ball is coming out of his hands right there, and he pushed it forward into the pile. And now it would become third down and less than one. And the Browns use another timeout.
Cleveland, this is their third and final timeout. 30-second timeout.
And the other problem that raised its head for the Browns here this afternoon was turnovers. They turned the ball over. Harrison fumbled. McCoy got stripped and he fumbled. Evan Moore fumbled. I mean, they turned it over and they paid the price. They got a lesson, much more so than last week against the Rams, who just kicked field goals. But the Lions turned those into touchdowns.
Yeah, well, again, last week I think we used the weather as an excuse for the fumbles. In a dome, it's going to be tough to use these perfect conditions as an excuse for fumbling.
So you just come out of the game and you wonder, where are you? And I think on defense, you're a ways away. Offensively, they come out and they did a lot of good things here.
Wonder if he's just trying to draw him offside.
It is fourth down and less than one. Stanton. Yep, you're right, Bernie, because he bobbed his head in there once, then a second time, and then they used a timeout with 1 second left.
It would be extremely aggressive on fourth and a foot after the fumbled snap on third down to go for it and give the Browns a chance at getting a cheap score from the 45-yard line.
So they'll call on Nick Harris to punt it, and the Browns are going to drop back Chancey Stuckey back near his 15-yard line. Now they do not have any timeouts left. They just used them on that defensive series.
We're going to see 10 Browns rush aggressively towards the punter's foot.
Nick Harris just wants to get it out of there. That's all. You don't worry about distance on this. Just get it out of there. Here they come. They dropped some people back. Boy, he got it out of there very well. Stuckey is going to watch it go into the end zone, and it lands in the end zone and out of the back of the end zone, and the ball will come back to the 20-yard line, and we have a flag, and I think the Browns might have been offside. I thought I saw him with the hands on hips. Hang on, now maybe not. Here's the call.
Illegal hands to the face. Kicking team number 47.
That's on them. And the penalty is called on Jake Nordine, the fullback. Illegal hands to the face. And they'll go over and talk with Eric Mangini about what he wants to do with that penalty and how it would be assessed. And then Scott Green, the referee, will come out and tell us of that decision.
I'm hearing in my head the ghost of coaches past in these situations telling their special teams.
10-yard penalty from the previous spot, 4th down.
And they'll make them punt it again.
Telling their special teams do anything it takes not to allow that to kick to get blocked. So if you need to hold them, illegal hands to the face, illegal block, do it, because that's better penalty than getting a blocked kick.
And the ball goes back to the 35-yard line, and it becomes 4th down all over again. 4th down at 11. There's Harris to punt it away. Stuckey will move up. Here is 25-yard line. Muehlbach sends it back, this long snapper. And Stuckey again judges it. This time he's going to catch and return. 25, 30. Nice return out to the 40 and over the 40-yard line to the 41. Coach Simpson made the tackle at the 41-yard line, and that was a good return by Chancey Stuckey. All right, with 26 seconds left and down by 8. Let's see what the Browns do here. No timeouts, and it is Colt McCoy again. This is normally Brett Ratliff territory. He did it in Green Bay, and he almost did it last week against the Rams. But they'll finish with McCoy. Shotgun.
With no timeouts, going to want to keep the receiver completion in play.
He's going to dump it off. James Davis need the sideline. And he hustles but cannot get the ball out of bounds. So the clock runs. 15 seconds left. Now you're at a point where you got to throw the ball down the field. No more dumping it off to the running back. 10 seconds. This might be it. 8 seconds to get it off here. McCoy back to pass. Got to step up. Get yourself some legs and fling it. And he will. Down the field looking for step toe, but it is out of bounds. Incomplete, and the ball game is over. Game 3 of the preseason to the Lions, who go to 2-1. And McCoy hearing it from Eric Mangini.
He's mad at him. He threw the ball out of bounds, didn't give him a chance. You don't want to throw it. As low percentage as the play could be, you want to keep it in play and at least give somebody a chance at a deflected ball.
All right, it's a final score here for preseason game number 3. And even though the Browns had a bunch of 10-point leads, they end up losing by 8. The final, the Lions 35 and the Browns 27. We'll be back to wrap it up from Ford Field after a timeout.